Hello, cyberspace. It is I, Terracin, your favorite cyber bitch here. And tonight's title, The Musketeers, the eve before Pat arrives. Tonight I have with me, as always, the fruit of my daddy's loins, the technically fourth sibling in the line, my baby brother, Chunky Monkey.
Jeez, you didn't have to make it weird.
And then, of course, we have the insane Scooby 331.
Hey, I'm not insane.
And we have, of course, he who is part of the title, your boy Pat.
Hey, what's up, everybody?
So, Pat, do you want to remind them of what happens tomorrow?
I said tomorrow, like I said, yeah, I head towards that way. I said
He is coming to Gainesville, Florida.
Very cool.
Yeah, like
Pat,
I
I got
said,
some stuff to discuss with you off air once we end the show.
All right, like I said, yes, like I'm on vacation, and like I said, I'm heading towards that way to come see the sights.
I'm taking
Very
him
cool.
to the home of the massacre.
Oh, Rapture! You lucky guy, you.
You know, this feels like you're like a Jew is coming to visit you, and you take him to Auschwitz.
Got a point.
No, I'm taking him to Rosewood.
By train.
Rosewood, right?
Uh-huh.
Hey, you know, I honestly, I'm curious to see it myself. I seen that movie. I think it was Ving Rhames was in it. So, great movie, just because of the actors that were in it. Obviously, you know, the subject matter wasn't good. I mean, not that, you know what I mean. It's just, it was one of those things, you know, horrible thing. But, yeah, definitely, man. I definitely hope you cut a video about that. I'd love to see it.
Oh, got a downvote. Know who that is?
Yeah, because you have people like Ving Rhames, Don Cheadle, Esther Rolle, like say, you know, like man. That was one of those movies. I mean, like it had me, boy. It had me lit up until like at the very end. I think my favorite part was, like I said, like dude just walked up in there and just started whooping old girl's ass like she was a child.
Well, I'm sorry that for all the vacuuming noise. Pat and I had some discussions, and we decided we were going to stay here at the apartment I stay in. So we're having to clean up the kids' room so that we can stay in there while the kids.
I just figured it was usually your computer always makes sounds like an Apache helicopter. I wouldn't have known any different.
I can barely hear it, but it's like
Sometimes this microphone catches the most minute sounds, and sometimes it's just like, I don't care.
It's like right now, it's like I got my fan
from Burnside.
It's like I got my fan going on right now, so it's like hopefully I can't hear that.
No, I can barely hear it.
But tomorrow I have to dig out my air mattress and clean up the downstairs. Today I had such a migraine. I almost missed my doctor's appointment. And luckily they let me reschedule. You know, most doctor's offices are kind of picky and bitchy about that. And a lot of them here will decide, oh, well, we're going to charge your insurance because you had to reschedule. Luckily, they're not like that. Well, they really can't do it, seeing as it's their own company's insurance. So what'd you do today, Pat?
I said nothing much. Just like I said, got everything packed up as my that I'm really carrying. Like I said, hopefully my suitcase. Like I said,
did you remember at least one pair of jeans?
Yes.
Okay, good, because our state birds, the Florida mosquito, they're kind of big. Ask my brother. They're the size of pterodactyls. I'm telling you.
Yeah, so I'm saying I got a couple pair of jeans. I got some shorts and, like I said, t-shirts and things like that. And
there's actually a movie about them.
Yeah, there is a movie about them. I think the movie's called Mosquito or something like that.
Yeah.
I think the biggest thing, like I said, is like it's like certain toiletries and things, all that right there, because they won't let you they won't let you bring certain things on the plane and shit like that.
Yeah. Fucking police state on the damn
Mhm.
plane.
Yeah.
I've always said, why instead of making all these people go through this ridiculous shit, fuck, I don't know. Can't they make something where you can just lock these people in their seat, or something? I mean, I know people are gonna say, oh well, you can't do that because of safety things or whatever. I mean, fuck, there's got to be something that
Personally,
they
I
could
say
do.
turn all the seats into flotation devices.
Yeah, well, I'm saying, couldn't they make something where like there's like a panel behind like the wall, let's say, and the stewardess has access to it. Okay, the guy in C3 is sitting there, like screaming and yelling about shit. Okay, hit the button so he can't undo his freaking seatbelt. And I know that they're gonna say, well, there's something that could lock where, like then what if they can't get their seatbelt off or whatever?
What if they injure the person next to them?
Right. Well, there's, these are actual scenarios that have to be considered. And I've always said, well, why don't they put guards on these planes? And people say, well, if a gunshot goes off, the cabin will depressurize and it'll kill. Yeah, that's why, I'm not saying give the guy a fucking gun. Give him a fucking cattle prod. Seriously, you ever seen one of those big ass taser things?
One of those with rubber bullets. That's not going to go through the cabin.
Even still, you don't want to risk blowing out a window because you guys remember, you ever seen...
It won't work through a window. Those windows are fucking thick.
You guys remember U.S. Marshals? He took out the window with a fucking paper clip.
Yeah, with the fucking zip gun and shit.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why I'm like, nah, nothing of that nature. Seriously, if you get somebody on there, like you get a guard, a big fucking guy, bigger than me on there with like a cattle prod who's like hand-to-hand trained. And not just one guy. I'm talking you have like at least a team of 4 to 6 of these motherfuckers up on that train, up on the plane. I don't think you're gonna have to, you're not gonna have to do some prison shit and stick a fucking flashlight up everyone's ass that's trying to get on the plane. Then you can like loosen up the security measures a little bit. I mean, like check this shit out. The reason you can't bring certain toiletries and other shit on the plane is because, and they're right to think it, that somebody can take these chemicals, go up into the bathroom, mix the shit together, and blow up the fucking plane.
Yep.
And that's the reason that they have that. But, like, seriously, I personally think it would just... I'd like them to have, if you're going to make it a big fucking deal, fine. Have, like, armed guards up on the plane. Seriously, have those guys up on there, get some guys that, like, got 5, 6 black belts and a cattle prod. And you'll be good. I don't know. It's just the way I look at it with that stupid security.
I know, like right now, like I said, I got like my deodorant, soap, and some stuff like that. But it's like I don't know, things like body lotion and shit like that. That'd be my thing right there. I'm like, really? Take a look at me. Do I look like I'm finna hijack a plane? But then again,
think about what happened to Jeff Dunham.
Well, what happened? What happened with him?
They were on a plane, and apparently a bottle of lotion got packed with one of the I think it was it was with it got packed with peanut. And they, like he put the puppets suitcases through the x-ray machine, and they tried to get him because a bottle of lotion was in a case with the puppets. And that could be used to make a volatile chemical.
Well, no, what happened was that it registered as a plastic explosive.
And then, of course, he made Walter make a joke about it. Walter going, "You're not coming near me with lotion."
I was gonna say, which airport are you flying back from? Because I went through Daytona.
He's flying back from Gainesville Regional Airport.
All right, because Daytona was sheer hell. They had us go through those fucking machines. Where you got to strip down to your drawers and you stand there and...
No, you don't have to do that here. We're a relatively small airport. But
they were really pissing me off there.
That we do get, flights from all around. He's flying into Gainesville Regional.
I got to look into that myself, then Gainesville Regional for
Mm.
because I still want to go down there. Just obviously
It's a
I'm
little
living.
more expensive to fly into our airport because most airliners will only go to big airports.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I'm guessing they don't want to have to fight for airspace with the crop dusters.
We don't have crop dusters.
That's
Well, that's right. I'm sorry. Once you get down into that part of Florida, it's nothing but gator sightseeing tours.
So they don't want to have to
fight.
fight for airspace with mosquitoes.
That's how it is. Like
the airspace with mosquitoes and pterodactyls.
that's how the thing is. Like here with Texas County, like I said, it's a regional airport. Like I said, it only flies to and from Dallas Fort Worth. It's like because Dallas Fort Worth is where the international airports are right there. So it's like, and I could have gotten like a thing cheaper. Had just basically just flew from Dallas on to Gainesville, but it's like. I didn't have the ride or to like get the Dallas and then take the flight right there. So that's why I chose just don't do it. Just fly from Texas County to Dallas, have that long ass layover, then fly from there to Gainesville because shit, it was the only thing that was really available at the time.
I hear you. I just was looking into flying into Gainesville directly because when I was going to go visit Tara, it was because I found out the Museum of Natural History's Smithsonian oceanography
Hmm.
museum is down there in Gainesville, and I was like, holy shit, that's like I've been trying to get to that thing for like years because originally when I was a kid, my father wanted me to go to school for oceanography, but I don't like the water, so I didn't want to do that.
Well,
so.
also then one of the places you want to go to is Marineland. It was the very first marine biology institute in the U.S. And then SeaWorld came along.
Yeah, I'd probably rather go.
Strange, Scooby.
Yeah.
What's up?
You are very strange. You don't like the water, but you also don't like to be too far away from it.
Yeah, no, I know. Look, I'm a fisherman's son. When I say I don't like the water, that means like in the summertime, I might go out on the water maybe once, twice a week, maybe 3 times tops. People like my sister spend the entire day on the water when the weather is permitting. I have so many friends who are salts that I don't see them. Oh, here comes the landlubber because I'm not out on the boat with them. But I go out on the water. I don't like open ocean. You got to remember, I've been out in open ocean. I've been in deep ocean. I've been in rough seas. I've been in high seas. I don't like the shit. I don't like anything where I can wind up either getting drowned or eaten or both. So
stuck on an island with a coconut, with a volleyball as your best friend.
Yeah, I've been stuck on an island my entire life with
So I'm trying to help him move to a small gathering of islands.
Yeah, which is why, when she had pointed out Cedar Key, I was a little bit hesitant. Then I seen what it looked like. I'm like, oh, wow, this actually looks like my neighborhood home, except nowhere near as crowded.
And you're more likely to catch hurricanes.
I catch hurricanes either way. My mother said that. She's like, what about the hurricanes? I said, they got insurance. You're good.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
You have to buy it separate.
Yeah, I know that.
Hurricane, tornado, and flood insurance that you all have to buy separate.
It's kind of like living in the middle of Oklahoma and all that right there. It's like, you got to have insurance because it's in Tornado Alley and shit like that.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So basically, you don't like to be too far away from water or land.
Yeah, hence the reason I'm an island person who likes the bay. Because it's like being in the middle of a gigantic bathtub surrounded by land on all sides.
That's one of the reasons why I'm having, I plan to move to be with Burnside regardless. But, I won't be able to drive for, hour 45 minutes east or west and hit an ocean.
I couldn't
up there.
I couldn't picture being that far away from the ocean. That's crazy to me.
I like being this far inland because the hurricanes don't hit us near as bad.
Hey, I grew up on the ocean. I can't be far from it. That's just how I am. I'm a coast person. I gotta be close to the coast. That's
But
like what
at
I was
least
looking at.
if you go to Cedar Key, it'll be warmer waters.
That's fine. That's fine. As long as there's good fishing, I'm happy with that.
Oh yeah, there's good fishing. I mean,
Yeah.
my brother and I caught a whole bunch of croakers.
Mm.
Cooked them up and ate them.
What's their real name? I know it's a local name. That's like the local name, right? Croakers?
No, it's a in general name.
Oh, all right, because like I know up here we call bluefish, like small bluefish are called snapper. Even though they're not related. They're bluefish. Like we actually, they'll have what they call the snapper derby every summer, which is basically you just go up to the docks and you try to catch as many of these things as you can. Like I always used to say whenever we would catch
what we caught.
And this is the thing, everyone loves snapper. Like my family would cook and eat them. They are the most nasty smelling, nasty tasting fish.
There you go. This is what we were catching.
Yeah, that ain't the thing I'm used to. Let me see if I can
Yeah,
find
they're called the Atlantic croaker.
I'm sure I've caught them before.
Oh.
Probably in the summer when the water is warmer.
It was a pain in the ass to get through to avoid the bone.
Oh, there's ways to do it. But yeah, this was the average size that we were catching.
Damn it.
A little bit bigger. What would you
Yeah,
say?
they were
Right
They
here.
were considerably big. Yeah, that might be it.
We caught a few that were a bit bigger than that.
And a bit smaller as well.
Yeah, we used the smaller ones for bait.
Don't think I ever caught anything when I used them as bait.
But Pat, that's one of the reasons why I'm going to take you to Cedar Key. We're going to go fishing.
You got what?
We're going to go fishing.
Where?
Cedar Keys.
I know. Cause I'm still trying to figure out things because I announced, like I said, I was packing the day, like I'm a person asked like where I was going. I told me I was going to Gainesville, and then I had another friend told me, like I said, if I was close to Lake Wales, I could have went to like visit the old Pinewood Estates in Buck Tower, and like I'm like Lake Wales, and I looked it up, and I'm like, what? It's like 2.5 hours away.
I don't know.
And I'm like, I've never been in that spot.
Well, remember, I'm also taking you to Wiki Walkie.
Right, Silver Springs.
I told him we could go there, but it's nowhere near as nice as it used to be. I was so disappointed when my brother and I went.
What?
Okay, here we go.
Thanks for Paw Patrol.
Like I said, I'm still trying to figure out what the schedule is going to be, and like I said, what's within the budget.
Oh, Wiki Walkie's only like $13 a person. Even my brother didn't mind paying. But think of it.
Okay.
You get to take a picture with a big-titted mermaid.
You get to do anything else with the mermaids?
You can look at them.
Yeah, I said, my biggest thing is, like I said, is hoping that my little small suitcase right here is small enough to where it can be used as a carry-on. Because I don't know how picky fucking American Airlines is going to be.
Let's see.
But it's one of those American Airlines. It's one of those that can fit in.
Of course, the mermaid shows.
It's one of those that can fit in an overhead compartment and things like that. But like I said, I know how picky they can be. You know, if they can charge you, they'll try.
Mm-hmm.
These are all the windows to the auditorium. They do Little Mermaid and Fish Tales. Here's some of the other mermaids. You can even email the mermaids.
You know,
Tail mail, huh?
Tail
That
mail.
takes on so
Tail
many
mail.
different meanings.
Not that type of tail, man.
Well, I don't know. I'm looking at that one on the end.
They have wildlife shows. My brother and I didn't go see the wildlife show, but yeah.
No, was a triple one. I was saying on Twitter today, like I said I had to count it with a bunch of Twitter libtards.
There you go, Pat. Yeah,
Uh,
we'll see if you can handle a baby alligator.
yeah, shit.
He's going to be doing that the entire vacation. Oh, you mean there? Gotcha.
You have the Birds of Prey tour.
What?
Look at that baby alligator. I'm sure we could get them to let you hold it.
It's all fucking okay.
See, you can pet it.
I don't want to.
Seriously.
You can eat it too.
No, there's a restaurant in town for that.
Huh?
I said there's a restaurant in town for that. And of course, you get the riverboat cruise. According to the weather, it's going to be really nice, so we should be able to go swimming in the Wikiwacky Spring. So make sure you pack your swim trunks. Mermaid roster. You have Mermaid Amanda, Mermaid Stacy, Mermaid Cheyenne, Mermaid Christy, Mermaid Courtney, Mermaid Julia, Mermaid Paisley, Mermaid Charlene, Kelly, Brielle, Lydia, Brittany, Catherine, Morgan, Elizabeth, Prince James.
Fucking token. The token swinging dick.
I said, what? No mermaid Melissa? No, she's solo.
And tail mail. Right to your favorite mermaid. Name of the child, age of the child, email address or phone number in the event we need to contact you.
Fred 42.
Then there's Meet the Mermaids. Again, it's telling the different ones. You can actually end up getting a picture with one. Ooh, they got Junior Mermaid Camp.
Yeah, because these kids don't have enough trouble dealing with reality.
No,
Wikiwacky. They have Junior Mermaid Camp.
Yeah.
Oh, look at their little fins.
Baby mermaid.
2-day weekend camp for children 7 to 14, $350.
Yeah, nah. How about you actually just take your kid and go play with them? It's a thought.
Yeah, I said these parents nowadays.
Well, this year is all sold out.
You
And
know,
of course, we have the Wikiwacky shop, which, by the way, baby brother, my T-shirt ripped.
Wait, which one?
The Wikiwacky one you bought me.
Oh, good thing you know how to work a sewing machine.
You know, it just made me think though the summer camp thing that they were offering there. One of the things that we all agreed on, me and a lot of the guys in the neighborhood, is the girls that went to nursery school, preschool, pre-kindergarten, spent all their time at daycare. after school when they were in elementary and all the way up to junior high or whatever, and went to camp in the summer and on the weekends, were always the girls that put out the easiest and the fastest. I don't know what comes of that, but that was always something that we noticed. The ones who did not have that family structure.
Yeah, Pat, it's $13 a person to get in for adults.
What?
13 per adult
For what?
to get into Wiki Walkie.
Oh. The daily admission.
Yeah. And that's not bad. Especially seeing as even with half off, you're still paying like $55 to get into SeaWorld.
Mm-hmm.
Do what I do. I do this all the time and it works. I have a green baseball hat and a green clipboard with the yellow legal sheet paper on it. And I just go up, okay, where's the meter? And the kid usually looks at me all wide-eyed like, hey, look, son, I'm in a rush. Where the hell is the meter? And, oh, it's over there, sir. All right, cool. And I don't pay. So. Works like a charm. These teenagers never say, well, what meter? They immediately just point, oh, it's in the back. You just got to look like you don't want to be there, and they buy it. I haven't paid at the amusement park in years.
And Pat, be ready to get wet at SeaWorld because we're sitting in the splash zone, so we'll do the recording on my phone because my phone has a case on it that'll keep it from getting killed with water.
Pat, is this going to be your first time at SeaWorld?
Yeah.
You got to kiss the seal. Seriously, there's a seal there. You got to let this seal give you a kiss on the cheek. It gives you good luck. I'm not saying you got to French the damn thing. I'm just saying you got to let it give you a kiss. Seriously, it brings you good luck. Trump got a kiss from the seal, and he got the White House. There you go. And this is the thing I told Tara. I said,
And I keep telling him to fuck off.
I told Tara, since, Pat's going to be with you at SeaWorld, I said, you cannot sit there and let Pat get a kiss from the seal and pass up on the seal because that's going to bring you bad luck. So... See, you get a bonus because you get a kiss from the seal. It's cool. It's just like getting a kiss from the dog, but Tara does not want to get a kiss from the seal. So you get the bonus of Tara will have.
I get the kiss from the same seal that kissed Trump.
I'm pretty sure that seal is no longer with us.
Is the good luck void if the seal is broken?
Oh God. I don't know. That is a good question. I'm just saying I've heard this for years that when you go into SeaWorld, if the seal gives you, you got to take the kiss from the seal because it gives you good luck. If the seal ignores you, I'm not saying like run up and kiss the seal, but if the seal ignores you, say fuck it and keep walking. But if the seal leans over and is like giving you the eyeball, take the kiss. It gives you good luck. Tara doesn't want to go near the seal. She's bringing bad luck. If I get a boat, Tara, you're staying on the dock. You're not sinking my boat.
No, I'm actually good luck on a boat.
Famous last words as we go down to the bottom.
That's only if you get a piece of shit boat.
Do I look to you like somebody that's going to get a fucking yacht with an ice maker? Get the fuck out of here. I'm going to get something with barnacles on the bottom and rags holding the water out.
Shut up, Peter.
Basically, no, honestly, you can all come onto the boat when I get the thing in the water, but I'm just giving you all fair warning. It's not a pleasure cruise. It's more likely that
cruise.
It's more likely that I'm picking up that sailboat I was looking at. So it's a hard work. It's hard work to take a sailboat out, but it'll be enjoyable. I haven't had a boat in about maybe, my God, my father's been dead 11 years, so I sold the boat 11 years ago when he passed.
Sorry, I'm in a lot of pain right this moment from helping to clean up the kids' room.
How the hell?
Oh, the kid tears that room apart, especially when we don't give him what he wants.
Well, you have to realize Katrina's her child bear the way that she does it. She doesn't do the Dr. Spock thing. Basically, they keep the kid chained to the radiator and they fish him. They feed him fish heads, kind of like Bart's brother in that episode of the Treehouse of Horror.
Oh yeah.
Oh shit!
Ah,
Fish heads today. He had Wendy's again.
Better off with the fish heads. You ever see that, by the way? Like, I don't know how big the Asian communities are, but you guys. But you ever see when the Chinese people, they give their kids fish to chew on like candy?
Yeah, they
Yeah.
actually had, like in Japan, they have candied squid.
No, I mean like by me. I'll be down by the docks and shit, and like just this fucking Chinese kid will come walking past me with a fish hanging out of his mouth like he's a penguin.
I've never seen that, but it's like
A lot of them who are right off the boat. I mean, they don't. The kid doesn't even speak English. You know, I mean, they only speak Chinese, and like I'll hear. Hold on, I'm sorry. I gotta go at the dog, and I hear him barking. He's locked out of the room. He's not outside for anyone who hears him yipping. He's just because he's a Chihuahua. He's too small to get the door open. I gotta go push it open for him. I'll be right back.
No, I actually have a friend. My uncle has a friend who, my mom, my dad, and I used to live down the road from him, and my dad got a whole bunch of these fucking mackerel. And he's like, "You know how to clean fish, right?" I'm like, "Yeah." Like, "Here," and he hands me this fucking 5-gallon bucket full of goddamn mackerel. So I go outside far away from, the house so that if any guts and stuff get left on the ground, you can't smell it. Plus, I buried it. And so I cleaned half the fish. No, it was 2 5-gallon buckets. And I took the other 5-gallon one, and the other bucket had all the heads in it. And I took them down. After I had our platter of fillets, I took all the others down to my uncle's friend's house because his wife is Filipino.
Mm.
And I was like, "Hi, these are for your wife." And he looks down and he's like, "Oh, joy." He has this smile on his face, being polite, but through his gritted teeth, you can hear, "Oh, joy, I will let her know." So next thing I know is I hear all these cars and all this chatter coming down the road from my house. So I go out, I look, the yard is full of cars, but his truck is missing.
All right, go lay down, Robbie.
So yeah, and there was this horrid stench coming from the house.
I said, "Damn, a yard full of cars, but the one that mattered the most was gone."
Yep. I think he went somewhere to sacrifice meat to a grill.
Oh shit.
So, baby brother, what'd you do today?
Not much.
Still no job prospects?
Nope.
Your town sucks.
Yeah.
Come live here. My dad will contact some of his old friends.
Your dad doesn't like me.
My dad's a dick.
Okay, that doesn't contradict me.
My dad doesn't like anybody. He barely likes me. The only reason why he deals with me is because I look like my mom.
Yeah, that needed it to end on a banjo intro.
Nah, he's not like that. No, it took him all he had not to kill my step-grandfather.
Mm.
I'll just leave it at that.
Ah, shit.
You back yet, Scooby?
No, he's still on mute right now, but it's like, shit.
So, are there any other things you want to see here that I don't already have on the itinerary?
I don't know yet. It's like,
Because we could go to the museum as well. There's just no giant ants to ride.
The what?
My brother, when I took my brother to the Florida Museum of Natural History, they had these giant ant sculptures outside, and so we climbed on them, and somebody took a picture of us on them.
They moved them, didn't they?
Yeah, they took them away.
Mm. What the hell's going on?
I like how we refer to them as them.
Yep, them.
I guess me and you are the only ones who understood that.
I'm guessing so. In case anyone doesn't understand the reference, there's an old black and white movie about giant mutated ants called Them.
Leonard Nimoy was in it.
Yes, he was.
Oh, one of those back in the day movies.
Yep.
So far back in the day, you're not going to recognize him.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
he's a
speaking
young
of,
man.
yeah, that's it. Yeah, speaking of movies, like I said, I had a lot of people like Will, like a lot of them in the foreign area and stuff like that, talking about they had finally seen I say Avengers Endgame and shit like that. Like it's supposed to be coming out tomorrow here. But it was some like
Unfortunately, I can't go into theaters. I get migraines.
but it was some that said they had went and saw it today, right? Said while not really giving no spoilers and shit like that. They had said the biggest thing was like the thing that everybody's been basically tripping about is like to my Brie Larson being up in. They said they said and when in all like she barely got like 15 minutes of time. I'm like, yeah, I'm saying, but the way like journalists and all that shit right there, and the way they were promoting and stuff like that, you made it like she was gonna be like the main fucking attraction of the whole entire thing.
They're just fucking salty. That's all.
But I think what it basically what it just came down to is like, well, I guess we just wasn't. She was like in what bits and parts, and like I don't know, maybe probably like the major parts or whatever. Because from what I heard, it's like like this is like the last hurrah for like a lot of the people who are basically like build up to this moment right here, like people like Don Cheadle and Chris Hemsworth, them and shit like that. Like all the guys in the fucking MCU and all that right there. Like this is
As far
supposed
as
to be
I know,
their.
Chris Hemsworth is still going to play Thor.
This is I guess that's what I'm saying. It's like
They're
according to
thinking
rumors.
the other
What is
Chris Evans. He's not going to play Captain America anymore.
I don't know how it's gonna be. Like I said, yeah. But they said it's supposed to be like the last hurrah for a lot of them and all that right there, and they're supposed to be handing off the mantle to Brie Larson
Yeah,
and
I heard
shit
she's
like
only
that.
going to be in Endgame for about 15 minutes.
That's what I was hearing right there, and that's what I was like tripping. I'm like, damn, like really, like that's what the big whoop is about right there, because like I said, like the interviewers and all that shit like that, they make it like she was gonna be like the star of the fucking whole entire movie and shit. And then I started hearing rumors, like I said, after this right here, that the guys are gonna be like, they're gonna be calling it quits, and they're supposed to be like creating like this all female Avengers and shit like that. And I'm like, how much of all this shit is true?
Well, there did end up being an all-female Avengers, only because there was something going around that was like killing the men. They did the same thing in DC Comics.
Hmm. I don't know. All I know is, like I said, they tried this. It's like they tried this shit before, like rebooting shit like that and replacing all the men with females, and it never fucking flew. So I'm like, are they trying to go? Sorry, are they trying to like go for round two and shit like that?
Probably. They're
Because I know,
probably
like,
also getting ready to merge Avengers with X-Men.
I don't know. I already know, like I said, with Disney and Marvel, it's like.
Yeah, they already did the Avenger X-Men crossover in the books. It didn't go over that well because the plot was weak.
That thing
Sorry.
I said I think when it just comes to Disney right now, they're just sitting up there just letting Marvel do their goddamn thing.
Yeah,
And like what, regardless, like I said, whether they make money or not, it's like it's like no big huge loss to them and shit. So it's like I don't know what I think that's what it basically is. Like yeah, it's like they'll make money off of Marvel, but they already know they won't bank off of them, so they just let them do whatever the fuck they want, which is
yeah,
basically like the whole industry is just now is just killing itself. Now that this creator, like I said, is resting in peace. Like
yeah.
it
Basically,
ain't
that's
never,
all.
it ain't never gonna be the same.
No, it ain't, and that's what they were waiting for. Like, well, I'll be completely honest with you. As a true diehard comic book nerd, I felt that the industry it hasn't been the same, one, since we lost Jack Kirby back in the early 90s. And two, also in the early 90s, they bookended each other almost. Right on the heels of that, you had Tom DeFalco, Tommy D, the editor in chief up over at Marvel, which unfortunately, ironically, it was at Marvel's golden age. He took Marvel public on the stock exchange, and that's when it got acquired by Ron Perlman, not the actor, Ron Perlman, the Liquidator. They actually based Danny DeVito's character on him in the movie Other People's Money. He was married to the actress Ellen DeGeneres. Not Ellen DeGeneres, Ellen Barkin, excuse me. He was married to Ellen Barkin. And no, I mixed them up because they both have short blonde hair and they're obnoxious blondes. This
Yeah,
one
because I'm
happens
just
to be a
like they're
lesbian.
like
Yeah.
Ellen.
No, they just insufferable blonde women with short hair. I tend to, and they're both named
Mhm.
Ellen. So it's a faux pas, but I digress.
Yeah.
Um, they had he was married to her at the time, and he specifically had bought Marvel with the
So did that.
auspice of taking it apart, dismantling it, and selling off the different characters to different comic book companies. Fortunately, he got a very lucrative offer by Avi Arad, who was the CEO of Toy Biz. And they're the ones who bought Marvel, and that's where you got Marvel Studios from, was from Avi and Ari Arad, two Israelis who bought Marvel Comics, a father and son team. And that's what basically reinvigorated it until they had made the deal where Marvel got acquired by Disney. And that's pretty much, let me see, that was 10 years ago. My God, 10 years now Disney's had Marvel. And they actually issued a statement at first to the fans telling them not to worry. And then they completely went against everything they said that they weren't going to do. They have thus far done. And I don't know what else is the end game that they have for wanting to change all of this shit other than the fact, a lot of this everyone talks about, with this leftist agenda. They say that they're anti-white, they're anti-male, they're anti-straight. I think it's more just of a domineering thing. It's just that they want to show you we can do whatever we want and you're going to buy it anyway.
Mhm.
It's more that, I think, you know.
Yeah, because they think they're gonna keep they think they regardless of what they push out there and everything, they think that they're gonna keep the original audience. Plus, they're gonna gain all these supposed woke motherfuckers that have been like demanding all these changes and shit like that. We're failing to realize that all these people right here who sit up here and make all these damn demands are broke as fuck. That's all they can do. They can make demands, but they don't support this shit.
Yeah.
Or they don't support it financially, and it's like they never will.
It's unbelievable that we've gotten to the point in our society now where we literally have no escape from these fucking people. They are in every aspect of what we do and what we deal with. You want to go to a movie? Good fucking luck. You want to play a
And
video game? Good luck.
And that's
Comic
the
book?
sad part right there.
Yeah.
The only escape that we had, from the politics and shit like that, they fucking invaded already, man. Like I said, we
Yeah.
had sports, they invaded that. We had video games, they invaded that. It's like, yeah, we had TV and movies, they invaded that. Everything now has just been poison.
Yeah. And the sad thing is, they talk about they talk about this clown world shit that I think they're onto something, because if you would have told me even 3 years ago, that I was going to have to turn towards right-leaning conservatives and their politics and their things as a refuge from the maelstrom of insanity that was going to come from the center left and left on. You know what I'm saying? Everything like left of center has gone completely nuts. I would have looked at you with a raised eyebrow and said, I don't think it's ever going to get that severe in my lifetime. And I just can't believe that literally I have to like rub elbows with people I would not have a few years ago. Not that anything against them, just simply because of different what I thought were differing views of viewpoint. But what it's come down to now is everyone I think that I've talked to, like everyone on the stream at this point, is unified through common sense more than anything else, and decency. Those are the two unifying factors. I mean, when Tara first started streaming with me, she was completely different. But I think from being around myself and around Burnside and being around you, it's, we've gotten her to renounce her wicked ways, and she's come back to the light and, realize, my God, I'm a human being. And Tara showed, but this is also, you have to remember that Tara's actually very intelligent. So that's something that you don't deal with a lot on the left. So just letting you know, Tara, in my eyes, you're a unicorn. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it is. Like with the left right now, it's like I'm saying, they're just reacting on fucking feelings and emotions and shit like that. And like I told you, man, facts, logics, and I'm saying common sense is just basically, went out the window with these fuckers. That's what really gets me. And like I told you, stuff like that started hitting me around high school because it's like I've always been told that black people can't do this and do that because the white man is always trying to keep you down and this and all that whoop and shit like that. It's like the more I got out there, and the more I started, they talking about, black people don't have this opportunity, they can't strive for this, they can't be that, and all that whoop and stuff right there. But then, like I said, here I am out here, like I said, getting an education. I got the opportunity to go to the military and all that right there. Then, like I said, I'm saying, opportunity after opportunity just started being presented my way, and I'm just sitting right here taking them on there, and they're like, like, damn, I thought only white people can only get this bullshit right here. But you see, right, then that's when you realize that everything that you've been taught and just been said was just all just bullshit that's been said by people who just want to basically keep black people down and in a certain place, and also by lazy motherfuckers who just were just too damn sorry to go out there and get it themselves. So they just sit up there and they want to lean back and they want to hand it to them, and when it doesn't hand it to them, like then they want to sit up there and make up every excuse in the goddamn book. Or it's because this, is because that. No, it's because your lazy bitch ass that would get out there and goddamn it, and and like take the opportunity when it was presented to you. Now that it's gone, you want to sit up here and you want to blame everybody but your damn self. So when I started realizing that, that's when I slowly started going from those ways while I was basically raised up on.
Yeah, I had mentioned this, I think, to a few people, and me personally, my view of the rest of the country was always colored a certain way. Like I don't want to say I thought people in the rest of the country was stupid. I used to be puzzled when I would hear people, like I would talk to people from, like, let's say I had a black friend from he was from Georgia, and he used to try to talk to me about racial issues, and I used to look at him like he was nuts. And I used to think that I didn't think it was because he was black. I thought it was because he was Southern. I just assumed that people down South and in other parts of the country I thought it was maybe a state of education or something, that they really thought that things like worked in a certain direction. I didn't realize, you see, that there was this whole cult of personality with the Democrats, and until, the election really shone a light on it. I just, because these SJWs, and these like Starbucks Marxists, I've dealt with them for years, so I've just always known that an asshole is an asshole is an asshole. So I never really paid no mind to it. But when I seen it going on in the rest of the country, that's when one of the things I was like, oh wow, this is weird. Like, because everyone up here, you could go and get a job and your boss would be black. It was one of those things, like there was no color barrier here for anybody. I mean, I worked in an office with a guy. We used to ask him, Samir, you want halal tonight? Nah, man, I'm not practicing. Just get me a fucking club sandwich. Okay, I just wanted to ask you, man. But you'd have questions like that flying around the office. You'd have people like, look, guys, it's Ramadan. Can we please do halal? My wife is annoying me. Yeah, you got it, bro. We'll do halal because, your wife's bitching. You get that in the office. So when I would hear people in other parts of the country talking to me about racism, I look at them like, what century are you from? But I've always felt that, coming from up here, I was spoiled to have that sort of like, I guess, I don't want to call it utopian fucking society, because not killing each other should just be something that is, it goes down. That should not be the signs of a utopia. Oh, I can walk down the sidewalk and people won't kill me because of the way I look. That's utopia. Jesus Christ, that's utopia, but you hear a lot of these younger people talk, and I realize it's the media they've been getting fed. Because, when I talk to you now and when I talk to other people my own age, I realize, oh, okay, it's definitely these fucking kids. Because you have a lot of people, and they come up here and they try to sell it to us, and a lot of us are standing here with our eyebrow cocked sideways, like, I think you're feeding me some bullshit there, son. I mean, I don't think, it's as bad as you're making it out down there, because, I mean, for God's sake, you look at it, and this is when these leftists start to get angry, because you're pointing out to them, if there was really unbridled racism going on, I'm sure 60 Minutes would have made like an expose about this. I mean, they kind of look for shit like this,
And that's the thing right there. I'm saying they have to really, really look for it. I mean, they have to dig for, like, they have to dig for like the smallest amount of racism in every goddamn thing. I'm like, for Christ's sakes, man, we're calling fucking tans racist and shit like that now. For Christ's sakes, I'm saying this is how bad and this is how desperate these motherfuckers have gotten. Like I'm saying, damn, you can't have a tan. Oh, that's racist. You can't even put on them goddamn charcoal mask and shit like that. That's fucking racist. You can't even fucking. Hell, you can't even fucking feature a monkey in a goddamn cartoon. That's racist. I'm like, y'all motherfuckers are just really grasping for shit.
T-shirt.
Well, what up?
I said, or a little kid in a cute fucking T-shirt.
Oh my God, that's what I'm saying. It's like the fucking grasping that they've been goddamn doing lately. It's like because they know ever since Obama got fucking elected president and shit like that, that's really been the fucking nail in the coffin right there. I'm like, shit, because everybody talking about, like, black people can't do this, black people can't do that. I'm like, motherfucker, for 8 years we had a black president, whether people consider him black or not, and all that right there. That's they goddamn, that's their motherfucking opinion. But it's like once we got Obama, like that was it. It's like that's it, man. The sky's the motherfucking limit. You can't sit up here and say black people can't do this and can't do that. And talking about, but there's still, there's always gonna be racism in the world and shit like that. But it ain't just against motherfucking black people and non-white people. It's like white people go through that exact same thing too. But you can't point that motherfucking shit out because that ruins the goddamn narrative. And that's what be getting me is like I'm saying, because the main people who be getting pissed off at me and shit like that are motherfucking, fucking condescending ass white people and all that right here, and that's I'm saying them the ones I'd be worried about the most, the ones who sit up here and I'm saying you white and trying to tell me like, oh, you're oppressed and you experience racism and all this right here. I'm like, motherfucker, I don't experience shit, like,
yeah,
like, yeah, I've had some racist moments in my life and things like that, but it's like when that happens, it's like I blame that person. I don't sit up here and blame the whole entire goddamn group just because one's an asshole. There's always gonna be an asshole in every goddamn group whatsoever, and all that right there. Like, look, I'm saying, look at that shit that went down in Chicago. I'm saying when they kidnapped that damn white boy and live streamed and stuff like that. Now, how would they like it? Like, if hell, if every goddamn white person just started blaming, black people for this and that right there, just because those four dumbasses. That's the shit that they be goddamn doing right there. One white person's an asshole, so they want to blame the whole entire group of shit like that. Failing to realize just how fucking racist that they're fucking acting,
Yeah. I honestly said this. I think I was talking to somebody about it once. I said, I'd like to grab one of those two boys. I said, and I'd like to give them, I don't want to beat the shit out of them like that. I'm saying like an uncle ass whooping. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I'd like to give those kids a beat. Like, you ever like fuck up and one of your uncles catches you?
Mm-hmm.
And oh my god, the fucking tune-up that they lay on you. You think the old man will give you bean? Holy shit! Now when your uncle gets his hands on you, whoo!
Yeah, like yeah, give you the ass whooping that your parents should have gave you.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I told somebody. I was telling them, I said, I'd like to grab one of those two boys that did that to that retarded boy, and I'd like to give him an uncle ass whooping. One of those things where you really just the whole time you're smacking the shit out of the kid, you're putting in knowledge into his head. You explaining to him why you're beating the hell out of him. But seriously, that's I tell people all the time. You know what? Make sure you have a good speech ready if you're going to give a kid a beating, because make sure he understands why the hell you're smacking the shit out of him up and down the lawn.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll be one of the first people that said, whenever a feminist says to me, "Oh, you should not ever hit a child." Why? Well, it's indecent. It's cruel. It's a lady. I'll wear some white gloves. They'll be made out of cotton. They'll be all soft. There you go.
And they wonder why these fucking kids are bitch slapping the hell out of them.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I was raised. You do what you're told when an adult tells you. Like. Mm-hmm. I still, thank God, I see it every once in a while. I'll see an adult pull over and scream at one of these kids, and the kid looks completely mesmerized, like he just saw Jesus. Like, what the hell? It's because they don't get it at home.
Mm-hmm. That's why I said that's why we telling a lot of people like I said, keep your kids and stuff like that, because I'm gonna tell you right now, if they respect me, I'm knocking them out, and I'm gonna have to knock you the fuck out, because I already know you gonna come barking and all that right there. That's why I said, so it's best to keep you and your damn child. I'm saying.
Yeah.
Because because I told them I'm old school. I will tear y'all motherfucking asses out. Shit, being disrespectful.
I come from the generation, man, where if somebody brings my nephew up to me, like pulling him by his ear, like, you know what this boy did? I'm not gonna say to him, well, first off, get your hands off my nephew. I'm gonna want to know what warranted that you're dragging the kid by the ear. Like if he comes up to me and he says, your nephew was over my house, not only was he sleeping with my daughter, but, he took all the cold cuts out my fridge, made himself a sandwich, and I caught him rifling through my wallet. I'm going to say, okay, well, yeah, that definitely warrants you dragging him by the ear. Fuck, if it was me, I'd be dragging him by his tongue. Seriously. But if, what I'm saying, a lot of these people, like I've said it before, when I was a kid, I'd be sitting a lot, actually. I was sitting up in the principal's office waiting for my turn to go in and get yelled at. And you'd see, the kid would be sitting in there and he'd be sweating bullets. And then sure enough, would come the father, and he'd identify himself to the woman behind the counter. And, he'd turn to the son and grab him by the hair, and he'd start shaking him by the hair. And he'd say to him, "What did you do, you little bastard?" And now it's the parents come in, and it's immediately they go to the principal. "Oh no, not my son, not my kid," before they even hear anything. And it used to be like, that's the shift I've noticed, and that's part of the reason we have these kids dressing like ninjas and attacking garbage cans.
Yeah, because because they didn't got away with it so much because their parents have fucking allowed it and shit like that.
Yeah.
And the wild part is, hell, shit. Some of them some of the kids who do have strict parents, like I said, they go into these, fucking schools and shit like that, where they get fucking coddled and catered to by these damn teachers and all that right there. Like, oh, so I can act like such and this and that and everything. Y'all ain't gonna do nothing, I'm saying, knowing that they can't do this at home. So that's where that's another part where a lot of them, basically start acting idiot. Cause my little nephew is like that, he already knows, like I'm saying. Around when he's at home and all that right there, he knows not to act no fool, not to do this and do that and everything, because he'll get his ass tore up. But when he go to school, knowing that these teachers ain't gonna, say nothing or do nothing like that, even though, like I said, his parents, like I said, they gave like the school, like like all their permissions, like discipline him. But instead, what they do is, like, anytime he acts a fool and stuff like that, they end up calling the parents, or end up calling me and things like that, because he fears me, because he knows I'm a force to be fucking reckoned with, because I done got a hold of his ass one too many times. So they like to use me as a fear factor and all that right there. So it's like I have to end up like getting off of work, and because they're saying, "Oh, such and such is acting all this." I'm saying, "Can you come up here so we can talk to you and about his attitude?" And I'm saying he already knows. Like as soon as you know, like their parents get their call, and I have to, you know, and I have to come and I have to see what's going on and shit like that too. He already know. Number one, I'm gonna be lit up, but most of all, I've got to the point where I'm lit up at them. It's like, you know, now I was like, you know, that here's the thing. We gave y'all permission to discipline him. You know, whenever he acts like this and all that right there. But see, here's the thing. He's done figured y'all out. He knows that he can come up here, he can act 10 times the fool, anything and all that right there, and y'all ain't gonna say nothing to him. All y'all gonna do is just sit up here and just, you know, make that call, come get us, you know. You know what I'm saying? You know, like waste our time and you know, we have to stop working and all that right there. That's when I start, you know, looking at him. Now you see right now I'm losing precious time and money that could be going, I'm saying, you know, to my household and all that right there where I'm raising my kid to come look at, I'm saying, you know, to come talk to, you know, these folks right here because you want to act a damn fool because you dying for attention and shit like that you really don't need. And so it's like I'm basically sitting right here, you know, I'm sitting right here, I'm scolding like the teachers, and I'm scolding him at the same damn time because the teachers don't want to do their damn job, and he just, I'm saying, want to die for attention and shit like that. And it's like that's what be working my goddamn nerves with a lot of these parents right here because, like how you said, you know, even though the kid is acting a fool, they want to sit up there and they want to goddamn coddle and cater and talking about, oh, that ain't my child. Y'all ain't doing this and y'all ain't doing that and all that right there. I'm like, no, that's right there. You don't coddle the goddamn kid when they mess up and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But a lot of these fucking parents today and stuff like that, you know, they were kids themselves. They didn't know how to fucking raise kids and all that right there. They just thought, you know, I'm grown. I'm finna go out here and I'm finna do this and do that. Got this fucking responsibility that they were no way in any shape or form was fucking ready with, and they don't know what to fucking do with it. So they just let so much other stuff raise kids. They let them, you know what I'm saying, you know, they let TV raise the kid. They, you know what I'm saying, they put the kid in front of a goddamn, you know, mobile device and all that right there. So long as they can't be bothered with, then they throw the kid out there in reality and expect everybody else to take care of their motherfucking ass.
Yeah. And you know, the sad thing is, you know, when they do things like this, they're creating these monsters, for lack of a better term. Like, I know these two kids, and one of them is currently
Real
right
quick, we
now.
have Lawrence in the chat. No, Lawrence, John will not be coming tonight. He is at work.
Yeah, sorry about that, kid. He got a promotion really quick, Lawrence. He got a promotion, which is a good thing. So he's going to be able to get a little bit more bread together, and he said it's going to allow him to actually concentrate more on Blackline, right? That's the name of the stream. Backline or Backline, sorry. He's going to be able to concentrate more on Backline, and he is still going to obviously stream on the weekends. It's just like, I'm guessing April and May, it's going to be touch and go. You guys can obviously check in. You know, we'll always be here, but we know you're here for Burnside, which is cool. You know, he's your messiah or whatever. But yeah, so don't worry. I'm just letting Lawrence and the others know.
Burnside is their Jesus. Bobby Ripple is their God, and I am their Virgin Mary.
And I'm gonna go say a novena now from
Excuse me, not a Virgin Mary. No. I am their
Madonna.
No,
you're doing the Catholic thing, it's Madonna. If you're doing the Catholic thing, it's Madonna.
Mary Magdalene.
All right, fine.
But yeah, it's like I said, you know, this is it's like, well, this generation right now, it's like I'm saying, these spoiled brat ass kids and shit like that. Yeah, that's how you get these fucking, you know, these little Antifa fucks, these little, you know, these little these little pro black, you know, BLM motherfuckers, and most of all shit, this is how you get these oh, look, man, parents these days and shit like that. And then, like I said, you get the attention-seeking fucking stage mom-ass parents. This is how you get these fucking little LGBT kids and shit like that, you know, like confusing their goddamn kids' gender and shit like that because the parent is dying for attention. They see all this stuff going on. Then, I can just turn my son and I'm saying, you know, oh, he's trans and he's this shit right there and everything. And it's like, you know, it is. Like, this whole whole entire generation is just fucked up, and I'm just looking at like, what the hell happened, you know, during the time that I was growing up? It's like
it's these fucking communists. They made their move in the past 8 years when Obama became president because Obama was a communist, and they decided they were going to be able to get away with all this shit. And I honestly do feel bad for these youth because you got to realize, excuse me, I'm a patient person, believe it or not. I can be very patient. most people around here are not patient, and they're gonna eventually lose their minds. And this is the thing: the Democrats think they're chasing out everybody who lives here, who's like poor. Yes, they are chasing out a lot of the poor folks, but there are people who are working class and they live here and they make a really lucrative living. And when you hear people say things like, well, I had to just leave because I couldn't afford to live there. There are people who are here who are not going to do that. Or there are people here who are set in their ways and have the money and don't have to leave. And these liberals fucking hate people like us. Like, they can't stand the fact that I won't leave my neighborhood. It drives them nuts. Like, I went into the doctor's office, earlier today, and it was a new doctor I went to, and they did an intake. And I was wearing my Reagan T-shirt, the one that has him where it's got a picture of him underneath it. It says, "I smell hippies." And these fucking leftists was fucking skunk eyeing me all day and shit. And yeah, it's one of those things where I can't believe these fucking people got such a problem with this country where they're gonna look at the T-shirt I got on, they're gonna look at the flag on my cane, and they're gonna sneer and curl their lip. I am the first one to say I will fight. I may not agree with you, but I'll fight for the right, to the death, your right to say what you want to say. I'll defend your freedom of speech. But on the other side of that coin, I just want to fucking open my hand, fucking flat iron it, and fucking backhand these people. Seriously. When I see them sneer at the flag, yeah. It's one of those things like, look, you defended the flag, man. I wasn't able to defend it like that. I had to do shit on a local level because I couldn't go overseas. But you know what I'm saying? As a journalist, I've always, and that's part of the reason, I don't have a lot of work as a professional journalist, is because, the flag and the country are two things I'm not going to fucking denigrate for a headline. And it's one of those things when I see these people, especially if you're some fat pompous asshole and you got money and you got a nice car, you got a nice house, and you're going to sit there and sneer at this flag when you know damn well that the flag flying over the roof of that house is the reason you got all that opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
It's ingratitude. It's one of those things that really, really rubs me the wrong way. And part of the reason I personally will say this, I'm very open about it, and I say it to them when I see them wearing their T-shirts, and they get a little shook when I say it because I'm a little bit animated when I say it. But I see people like wearing those Black Lives Matter shirts, I get mad at them, like real mad, because I'm like, you're poisoning the youth. That's the thing that gets me. You're targeting the youth. You're going directly after youth. You're telling the youth Democrat lies, and that's one of those things I look at them and I'm like, yo, you're poisoning the community, motherfucker. Like, seriously.
Yeah, and here's the thing I don't like about Black Lives Matter. It's like Black Lives Matter don't give them saying they don't give a fuck about black lives until I'm saying they give a fuck about beneficial black lives.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they give a damn about. Like I told you, if they really cared about black lives, it's like they would speak about any unjust matter. And I'm saying regardless of the race and shit like that. But no, it's like no, the skin has to be white, or they have to be a police figure and all that right there in order for them to goddamn speak. As long as the victim is black, and as long as I'm saying, the perpetrator is white or police and stuff like that, that's when you get fists in the air. But when it's, when it's a black person, taking another black person's life and shit like that, unjustly, violently, and all that shit right there, where are those fuckers then? Nowhere. Yeah. I'm like, nowhere to be goddamn seen. Like, last week, there was a like in Chicago and stuff like that, dude shot up a damn baby shower and shit like that and everything, trying to go after some dude or whatever. And like I think it ended up like I'm saying, injuring kids and sight and stuff like that while killing a damn dude. Where was fucking Black Lives Matter then? Where were all these world leaders and shit like that? Everybody always sitting up here talking about, all this injustice against something and all this violence against black folks and stuff like that. None of them fuckers were able to be found. Tariq didn't say shit on Twitter. Al Sharpton didn't say goddamn nothing on Twitter. Hell shit. You didn't hear fucking Barack and all these goddamn virtue signaling ass white people saying anything about that. But the moment the perpetrator is a police or a white person and stuff like that, now everybody want to stand up and they want to goddamn speak and they want to fucking virtue signal. That's what be getting on my fucking nerves right there. And everybody wanted to hashtag Black Lives Matter, hashtag this and hashtag that. No, shut the fuck up, goddammit. Don't speak when you think I'm saying, oh, this is gonna give me attention. Oh, I'm gonna get the woke virtue signaling points and stuff like that. Speak, I'm saying, speak on every goddamn, I'm saying, black crime when I'm saying when stuff like this happen. Not when it just fucking benefits you. That's what gets on my
Yeah.
fucking nerves about stuff like that.
Because I seen one of them with the shirt on that said BLM, and I flat out said to him, I said, "You're missing 2 letters." And he looks at me. I said, "It's you're missing the F and the V." He's like, I'm not following you." I said, "Black Lives Matter for votes."
Mm.
Yeah, he didn't like that.
Yeah, I saw someone get BLM shirt at Walmart once.
Cause they don't,
I got
cause they
such
don't
a
give,
problem
they don't
with
give,
that.
they don't give a fuck about black lives, man. They give a fuck about beneficial black lives.
Yeah, that's the problem I have is because like when I read some of the shit like that, yes, sometimes it's comical and you gotta laugh because but I don't normally laugh at the shit that Tariq puts out because you look at how many likes and retweets it gets. You got to realize, let's say if only 50% of those are comedy, like people laugh and retweeting it, like look at what this fool said. And if it's 10,000, that means, let's say the other 50% is like people who legit believe it. That means you got 5,000 people that legitimately believe the nonsense that fool just put out.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the
Yeah.
Prel commercial. They tell 2 friends and they tell 2 friends. And next thing you know, Tariq Nasheed, like a cancer, just spread stupidity through the black community. That's part of the reason I
Mm-hmm.
get annoyed at BLM. Don't.
That's his job right there. He's a black opportunist. Anytime wherever he sees to make money and shit like that, he's gonna fucking take it. He's just like Al Sharpton, just on a smaller basis. He already know. As long as he can keep black people ignorant and angry and all that shit right there and everything, it keeps money in his goddamn pocket, and it keeps him living that fucking lavish lifestyle that he's living and shit like that. He already knows in order for him
Yeah.
to live the way he living, he got to have stupid ass black people to goddamn convince that this shit and this right there having. So long as it's white supremacy, it's this and this, that, and all that right there, and jumping on anything that's fucking beneficial for them, yeah, they're gonna fucking do that shit right there. I'm saying they don't give a fuck about black people.
Yeah. The one thing I will give them, and I mean, I will give them this. Those 2 fat chicks, they were the ones that took away Bernie Sanders' microphone. And they actually had the audacity to look shocked when the audience was telling them, "Fuck off! We want to hear Bernie. We're not here to hear you." They couldn't believe that the audience said that to them. Do you want to talk about privilege? But
That was the one Bernie sold out.
Yeah. Well, they did something, these 2 ladies, and somebody had pointed it out to me, and I said, you know what? I support this, and I'll say why I support this. I think it was Burnside had been talking to me about this, or I think I pointed it out to Burnside, but I digress. They came up with like this white privilege box where if you send them $200, they send you this cardboard box with instructions on it how to be less oppressive. And you know what I said? I 100% support this because it's only going to be moron white liberals that are going to part with their money. So go right the fuck ahead.
Yeah.
I can just, that there's some asshole out there, some fucking jerk off with a name like Winthrop Vanderschuler III. Like, oh my God, yes, I'm so oppressive. Please let me get 10 of your boxes. You go right the fuck ahead, asshole. Part with your money. Kiss it up the bum, put it in the envelope.
And that's another reason why a lot of these motherfuckers push this stuff right here because they know there are stupid ass people out there, who will just give what I'm saying, give up their money right there because you convinced them and you've guilt tripped them so goddamn bad. And that's why I say what a lot of these so-called woke ass liberals and shit like that and everything is like it's a cash grab.
Yeah.
Like I said, especially with black people, hell, you see all of them, I'm saying, who sit up here and I'm saying who preach all day blacktivism and all this shit right there and everything. All of them got a PayPal or fucking, I'm saying, some kind of goddamn donation thing to goddamn, give out. Like that one big fat bitch who tried to who had that one fucking class, I'm saying, teaching people about their white privilege, and also I'm saying on the thing right there, she had a fucking PayPal and stuff like that. Only the motherfucking donate. I'm like, that's the whole entire thing. They know what I'm saying.
You mean Cat Black?
No, it wasn't Cat Black. It was some big obese bitch who was now what I'm saying was she just braiding white people talking about their prison and stuff like that, but she one of them fucking body positive motherfuckers. I forget her fucking name.
Oh God, I was gonna say because I know Cat Black is constantly sitting there running them out, but she ain't that big.
Yeah.
Actually, I always thought she was kind of cute.
Yeah, Cat. I'm saying Cat is fucking, kind of faded and shit like that and everything. Kind of like
Yeah.
Francesca Rabbit is like they still there, but they're bad. I'm saying, but they're barely there. They've had their 15.
Francesca's paycheck all day. She's straight paycheck. Francesca
Yeah.
she talks out the side of her face for money. So
Mhm.
I never took anything coming out of Francesca's mouth like with the grain of salt. And to be completely honest, I like Francesca because she gave Andy and Chris a career. Seriously, they got a
Oh
lot of
yeah.
mileage off of Franny. So
Oh yeah, Andy did build a lot of his motherfucking
yeah,
YouTube career off of her and shit like that.
I think the girl was a gold mine.
Yeah, kind of like I'm saying, kind of like how a lot of people did with Lacey Green and shit like that. Well, Chris Ray gonna be in one on before before he hit it and shit.
Well, yeah, the problem I have a problem with Lacey's politics a lot because when she sits there and she blames white America. Look, I've said it before. My father was a Sicilian. I consider myself an other, an ethnic, one of those people who's off to the sides, watching all of the rest of these folks go at it tooth and nail with the black-white debate. But when I hear her say things like, white America, I immediately think of those, dirt poor people that Van Jones went to go visit.
Mhm.
I think of poor people. I know that sounds horrible to say, but 9 times out of 10, when somebody's talking to me about white folks, I'm picturing some piss poor guy who lives, like on a farm or some shit. I know it's a horrible thing to say about the red
Yeah.
states, but I really do think of that with all the, like the economic disparity that's gone on. So when I hear her saying something like that, I know what she means is she means like the liberal elites who live in the cities, like over by me. That's who she's talking to, but who she thinks she's talking to, but she's specifically addressing the red states. So that's the reason I get a problem with her politics when she blames like white America because call it what it is, Lacey. You're blaming poor America. That's the way I hear it. Like at this point, because of seeing how bad these folks are doing around the country. Not now, because thank God with Trump. I mean, since he's been in office, the economy. I mean, Christ, you even got Van Jones freaking coming out singing his praises. For that man to turn around and
Mhm.
do that 180, he's got to be doing something right. But
Yeah.
like that's the thing. The problem I have with like Lacey Green and like with Cat Black, to me, and I'm saying we're around the same age, Pat. So bear with me on this one.
Mhm.
Does it seem to you like they're playing from a playbook from like 25 years ago? Like the shit that like when Clinton was in the middle of like his second term, when he just got elected, when they were pushing that whole, okay, we're going to have our first black superhero cartoon. We're going to have our first Asian superhero thing and our first this. They did all that shit, all the groundbreaking stuff I remember in the 90s, which I was like, okay, this is cool. And
Mhm.
I noticed it in Obama's second term. I'm like, 20 years later, what the fuck are they doing with all this groundbreaking shit again? They repeated the same playbook. And
Yeah.
yeah, and to me, that's like when I hear Lacey and Cat Black talk, it's almost to me like they're using that 90s playbook again. And it's one of the reasons I don't like, I really can't get into liking either one of them as a person so much, is because to me, that divisive shit, you're going to try to sit there and justify to me, that's hateful. You're going to blame
Mhm.
somebody because of their skin color. That's hateful. I don't give a flying fuck what. Now, you want to sit there and talk as a demographic group as a whole from a sociological standpoint. You want to provide anthropological evidence, pies, charts, and graphs. Yeah, fine. Fuck it. I'll put up coffee. Let's rap. But,
Mhm.
otherwise, you want to just shoot from the hip. Oh, well, this person, because of their skin color, is X. All right, I'm taking it out of all my skeptics bag. Citation, please. Provide something to back that shit up. You know, her just sitting there saying, "Well, it's white privilege because of history." You can look over the past 100 years. Yeah, well, honey, history's been a fucking roller coaster. It ain't no
Yeah,
straight line.
but with people like Lacey Green and shit like that, like I'm saying, working for motherfucking MTV and shit like that,
Mm-hmm.
all this fucking, this liberal mass media, it's like it's in their fucking contract, God, to say shit like this and things like that. Not saying that she don't believe in this stuff right there, but it's like, she knew like, okay, in order for me to have a job, I gotta push this bullshit.
Yeah, and I was actually going to say that. I don't know if you caught the Sunday special with Ben Shapiro this past Sunday, but he had Dennis Miller on, and he didn't really. It's not like he was devil advocating for it. He was just putting it out there, and he's like, "Look," he's like Jimmy Kimmel. The kid has got a sweet gig. He's like, "Look at the show he has. He's got the catbird seat." he's like, he can't say anything. He's like, look at what happened to Jimmy Fallon.
Mm.
He's like, Jimmy Fallon had to walk everything back. He's like, and so Ben Shapiro said, so do you defend what he did? He's like, it's either that or starve,
Yeah.
and it's one of those things. I hate saying it like that. I don't want to defend these people either because what they're doing to me is hurting the country. But at the same time, you think about it, for them to be in such a position where they have to compromise their human decency and integrity or they're going to completely destroy their
Mm-hmm.
lives. My God. And I hear some people talking about famous people and celebrities, and I understand you want to meet somebody you've seen in a movie, and you appreciate their body of work. That's one thing. But I mean, to want to be part of this society. Like, I had somebody say to me once, I remember, it was the Unapologetic Leaf. She did a lot of projecting. She said, Scooby desperately wants to be relevant. I don't think this girl understands what comes with relevance, as she puts it. I think she
Mm-hmm.
means she was using relevance in lieu of celebrity. Um, that to me is a fucking curse upon itself. I mean, does anyone really want to, like, you go use a public bathroom and then there's somebody climbing through the window trying to fish around in the toilet? Because there are people. Think about the Rolling Stones, for example. There are people that do crazy things like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I have no desire to live like that. I'm one of those people, like, I don't even want you to remember my name. Like, seriously, I don't know. It frightens me because of how crazy people are.
Yeah, that's why.
But
That's what I'm saying. That's why I tell a lot of people. That's why I said I posted on Twitter and shit like that. Hell, yeah. If you ever want to make it in Hollywood, you got to do this and you got to do that right there because I'm saying, because this is I'm saying, Hollywood is I'm saying is basically liberal right there. So it's like
yeah,
anything that they got them pushing liberal and stuff like that. You got to I'm saying you got to push as well. It's like it's like you're gonna be like how you said, you're gonna be sacrificing your human decency in order to make a goddamn dollar. Like I said, because when you look at a lot of these celebrities and all the shit that they pushing and stuff like that, the anti-white, the anti-male, I'm saying, the anti-Trump bullshit and stuff like that. I told them, this ain't these people's opinion. These are people who are trying to keep their damn jobs, and they already know. If I want to have a job in Hollywood, if I want to make it in Hollywood, I have to push this nonsense right here. Do I think the majority of these goddamn celebrities hate Trump? Hell the fuck no. But they know they have to push this shit right here because why? It pays the goddamn bills.
yeah,
And they know if they don't do it, like I said, they don't eat. They don't get those sweet gigs and shit like that. So it's like the more they bash this and the more they push that right there, the more they can to push the leftist agenda and the further left that it go, man, the sweeter the gig is. Like that. They're the ones who get the awards. They're the ones who get the movie roles. They're the ones who get the TV deals. And all that and all that sweet Hollywood success and all that right there. Like I told you, the most A-list motherfucker in the goddamn world is the one who kisses the most ass and shit like that. That's all you got to do here. Shit, like right now, like Twitter is a fucking audition right there. And
yeah,
anytime you see one, I'm like saying, fuck Trump. I'm anti-white. Open up the borders and all that bullshit right there and everything. And all of a sudden, like what? You see you see them get deal after deal after fucking deal and things like that. That's all it is. They're auditioning for fucking Hollywood parts. That's why I said, don't listen to these motherfuckers and any of their goddamn opinion. Like Alyssa Milano and shit like that. That is a bitch who is still trying to stay relevant because her ass is getting old. She ain't fucking cute any goddamn more. She can't, she ain't hot enough to goddamn land these motherfucking deals and stuff like that. So she's got to pull this political nonsense and shit like that in order to goddamn stay relevant while being the world's biggest fucking hypocrite in the process and shit like that. Because half the shit that she be fucking saying, then all of a sudden you turn around and she's doing the fucking total opposite. Like, you can't say anti-gun, goddamn it, and then come to a fucking gun rally with goddamn 5 Negroes armed to the goddamn teeth.
yeah.
You can't sit up here and say, we won't fucking, open borders and all that right there. But then it's like, you live in the fucking most secure gated community and shit like that and all that right there. And then start complaining when the president threatens like, okay, we're gonna let in illegal and stuff like that, but we're gonna put them in your neighborhood. Oh no. Now all of a sudden illegal, I'm saying illegal immigrants are bad and shit like that. It's like do as I say, not as I do with these motherfuckers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. To be fair, though, last time I thought Alyssa Milano was cute, I think it was 1987, and she was in Commando. So.
Last time I thought she was cute, it was Poison Ivy too. I mean, that was when she actually was saying she actually showed a fucking titty. Like,
She just never did it for me. I don't
I
know what
think
it was.
the main one that really broke my goddamn heart and shit like that was Rose McGowan. When she
Yeah.
went full fucking libtard, that just goddamn. Because I used to have a big ass crush on Rose McGowan, especially when I
Yeah.
saw a motherfucking ass in Charmed and shit like that.
Yeah, I used to like Rose too. She's got
Yeah.
I hate sounding like a pervert. She got a purty mouth, but yeah, no, I always had a thing for that. A smile was a killer for me.
Yeah, that and like I said, and hell shit, she had that motherfucking nice ass. Like I was like, I'd be the one to say, I saw that fucking sex tape that she leaked that she claimed that somebody else, goddamn it. No, bitch, you didn't hack. You were looking for relevancy and shit like that. So you purposely leaked your goddamn shit during the fapping it. And I saw that right there, and I'm like, damn, man, she may be full lip tar, but that motherfucker still got that ass.
I'll be honest. There's so many of these skin stars. I think I talked to you about this before. There's so many of them that you read their politics, and I hate saying it. Some of them, their politics are so vile. You can't even look at the woman the same way anymore. It's like, wow, you're
Hmm.
just a nasty motherfucker. Like to wish harm on somebody because they don't agree with you, or wish harm on
Yeah.
something. Now, I've stated this before. You want to sit there and go after people because like I hear these people say to me about like white nationalists. They'll point them out. And I've heard on the other side. I've heard people talk to me about black nationalists, and I've talked to
Hmm.
both, and both have said the same thing to me. Scoob, we just don't want to be left the fuck alone. And I shrug my shoulders at that. I'm going to say to them, what am I supposed to say to them? No, you have to suffer other people. I mean, what do you say to people that no, I don't want. I got no problem with anybody. I just want to be left alone with me and mine.
Hmm.
Okay, I can't tell them that.
That's all I want.
Yeah, I mean, like me personally, I've lived here my whole life. I like diversity. I like being able to roll up on. Honestly, I go up into a restaurant, got different food. There's different women there. They're nice looking. Hey, how you doing, honey? What's your name? Oh, that's nice. What the hell is this that you're feeding me? Oh, this is what this is. This is pretty good. That's great. So when do you get off shift? That's how I am. You know what I'm saying? I don't.
Hmm.
She could be Korean. She could be black. She could. It's fine if if she can swing her hips when she walks. I don't care what shade she is. If the food is good, the music's good. As long as nobody in the place is trying to kill me, rock on. I'm having a good time.
Hmm.
But that works for me. And I understand, just like I like being around diverse shit, flip the script. I understand. I've had black friends that they're like, Scoop, nothing against you, but I don't like being around other people who are not black because I feel uncomfortable. I had a friend, the guy is a white nationalist just because he flat out said, I don't know how to act and be around black folks. I get mad uncomfortable. So again, just like me, who has no problem around people who can look from all different walks of life. I got friends who
Hmm.
rock turbans. I got Sikh friends with turbans and beards and shit. I got no problem with people of all walks of life, but there are other people who can't do that. So just like I would want to say to them, yo, do not tell me I can't hang out with this person because of the way they dress or the way they look. I'm
Hmm.
not going to turn around and say to them, well, no, you got to hang out with these people. And people don't like hearing that when, they're like, oh, so you're advocating for white nationalists, you're advocating for black nationalists. And I'm saying I'm advocating for anybody as long as they're not violent and they're not spreading hatred. Do whatever the fuck they want. It's a free country. If
But
you
wow.
literally have a group of white people and you literally have a group of black people and they both say the same thing to you, we're buying this property over here, setting it up, and we want to just basically chill with people of our own ilk. All right, I'm going to have an opinion of that, but I'm not going to hold it against you. Fine, whatever, do your thing. But other people are
Hmm.
like, no, they can't do that. Well, why the fuck not?
But the wildest part is like a lot of them that be advocating for that. 'Cause like I said, we've seen the whole black only spaces argument and shit like that. But
Yeah,
they see white people doing the exact same thing, and they want to sit up there and they want to scream. That's all. They want to call that racist. Oh, you want
yeah,
to call them racist for having their only space and shit like that. But yeah, you're over here on this side demanding your only space. It's like some ain't right here is like, oh, we can have our only space, but we should have the right to access that space as well. Kind of like how
yeah.
feminists are with everything. They want women only spaces, but they want to have access to anything that's male.
Yeah, like I know what you mean because they had at one point they had Miss America and they had Miss Black America and you had black contestants in both, but obviously no, that was basically it. There
Hmm.
was no one of any other walk of life in the Miss Black America pageant. And
Yeah.
normally 9 times out of 10, the friends of mine who always had a problem with it were black, and they would always say the same thing. They're like, "Why the fuck are we separate? Like, why do they keep doing this self-segregation shit? It makes no sense." And it's one of those things where I've said to people all the time, look, you want to really do the self-segregating thing, you could do it, but like you said, it's comes across to a lot of folks as a little bit weird. It comes across to some other folks as offensive, and to somebody like me, it just comes across as redundant. Like, maybe 80 years ago, like when we were first starting to, like get rid of the black Yankees, maybe you could have had Miss Black America back then. I mean, look, I'll be completely honest. It's going to sound a little racist. I mean, if you're going to have a song competition, I could see it, but you know what I'm saying? But other than that,
the what now?
But you know what I'm saying? Other than other than me being a dick, there's really nothing to them doing this shit. But again, it's just these leftists, and if they tried to do like a Miss White America, because then you know what happens? Okay, we do a Miss Black America, we got a Miss White America, then we got to get a Miss Spanish America. Well, what about Latinos? Because they're okay. We're Latino. Well, what about the Asians? And next thing you know, we got like 50 fucking Miss America pageants. Nah, just leave that shit alone. The only thing I'll let them do, you know what? Yeah, we'll give it to you. You can have a Miss Trans America pageant, which is separate. We'll give you that. you guys, you were born and your name was Gerald, but now you want to be called Geraldine, and you're still pre-op, so you got the whole you got your
man, that's still a goddamn that's still an argument in itself right there. That oh man, there's so much. It's like you partially get what's going on right there and everything, but then again, it's such a huge gigantic problem. Is just goddamn, it's I want to say it's complicated, but it's like shit. There's just so much goddamn wrong with the whole entire thing.
Yeah.
You got trans people who actually are trying to like transition into their preferred gender and shit like that and everything. And then you guys got motherfuckers out there who are play acting just for the goddamn like for the special treatment and shit like that, like fucking Tranny Savage and them and all that bullshit right there. Motherfuckers who just want to go out there, who don't even try and fucking attempt to goddamn like a transition shit like that, knowing they're gonna get goddamn like misgendered. I'm using fucking air quotes that you can't goddamn see.
Yeah.
Knowing that they're gonna get fucking misgendered because I'm sorry, man, you look like a fucking dude in women's clothing and shit like that, and then I'm saying just so they can fly off the goddamn handle, pick off their goddamn phones and try to go fucking viral and shit like that. Those are the motherfuckers that get on my goddamn nerves, like. Yeah, you ain't. I'm saying you ain't trying to transition whatsoever. You just going. I'm just gonna go out here. I want to put on a wig. I'm gonna put on women's clothing and shit like that. And boom, I'm just a woman, and everybody just supposed to just see me as that and all right there. No, you look. I'm saying you look like when I was growing up and shit like that. Hell, shit. Yeah, you look like a fucking he she.
Yeah.
And you got called out for that right there, like I'm saying, like damn, it's like, there are people out there, who are doing their damnedest, like, like Blur White them and all that right there, and shit, like, yeah, they actually went through the dysphoria, they went through, I'm saying, the transition and the shit like that, like I'm saying, and it worked wonders for her, even ones I'm saying, who are doing the exact same thing, but it ain't produced the same results and stuff like that. But yeah, but the way they come at you, they just earn their respect for you to call them by their preferred gender. Now I got a whole lot of motherfucking trans people, transgender, like I'm saying, male and female, people that I know, and they've earned my right to call them by their preferred gender and shit like that because of the way they act. It's these fuckers that are here that are just demanding, like, I'm a such and I'm a he and I'm a zer and I'm a girl and I'm a this right here and you gonna call me by my pronoun. And I'm like, yeah, you got 5 seconds to get the fuck out of my face, bro.
Yeah. Those are the trans. That's what
those fuckers, I can't stand them, man. The Milos, the Rileys, and all that shit right there. Know your pronouns, and I'm saying I'm Z and I'm Zer and I'm this and I'm that, and you about to be a well-whooped ass if you don't get the fuck out of my face.
Yeah. One of the other things I've noticed too is they lump a lot of the shit together. Like, what I mean by this is, one of the people I'd like to point out, I believe him, excuse me, I'll say her, just bear with me what I'm about to say. I believe her as far as what she says, but only in a certain light. And what I'm gonna get at is ContraPoints. ContraPoints identifies as a woman. I think that's only because it's trendy, because I don't think that ContraPoints is transsexual. ContraPoints is 100% a transvestite. Holy shit. But not transsexual. I don't buy the transsexual.
Yeah, it's like the same thing with Riley, like, you know, hell shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Riley's a transvestite, like I said, like they wanna walk, talk, and act like a motherfucking woman and shit like that. But yet, you know, you seen Riley's thing though, like Riley, like I said, you know, they act all female and stuff like that. But yet, like I said, they want to go out there and they want to continue to have sex with, but only with certain types of women and shit like that. Like Riley got a thing for fucking lesbian women and shit like and all that right there. So it's like, you know, oh, I'm this and that and everything. And if you don't like me because of, you know, the shit that they fucking push right there, you know, and they push that shit on lesbian women because, like I said, that's their fucking preference. That's their fucking kink. And they try to shame these motherfucking, you know, lesbian women into sleeping with them and shit like that, so they can, like, you know, like bend the fucking rules. Like, see, I'm LGBT and all this stuff right there. Like, no, you're a twisted motherfucker with a goddamn, you know, kinky ass fetish that a lot of people don't fucking have and shit like that. And now you're trying to force and shame certain types of people into fucking sleeping with you just to get your fucking kinks off.
Yeah.
But I done flew off the handle right there. But what were you saying about ContraPoints?
No, you pretty much nailed it. The thing I've got a problem with ContraPoints is I'll be the first one to say, oh yeah, but when I say this guy is definitely a transvestite, yes. Doing the whole, oh, I identify as, you've never identified as a woman in your entire life. Let's be realistic. I've seen this guy's body language. I've listened to him talk. And and anyone who can hear my accent knows, and I've said it in the past, I've known many actual drag queens. You know, used to play darts with one guy. I gave him a pseudonym because honestly, I can't remember his real name, the stage name or whatever, drag queen name, whatever the fuck they call it. But I refer to the guy as Gloria Pinfeathers, and this fucking guy he'd get corked every time. I used to shoot darts with him down over in the village, and he, you know. Guy was as straight as an arrow. Most of them are straight as an arrow. I'm sure ContraPoints probably likes women because and I'm not saying this being a dick either, he probably likes to go through the closet and see if they have anything he can wear. The guy is into chicks' clothes. You can see it plain as day. He is an Ianist. He loves to dress in women's clothes. He likes being pretty. He likes getting all dolled the fuck up. I could tell from watching one of his videos because of the way he's prancing around in the clothes. I'm like, okay, this guy's into playing dress up. And I think he's fronting about the whole trans thing. This is somebody who I do not honestly think wants to go in for any form of operations or hormones. I will be shocked if I'm wrong, and that's the thing also you have to realize, maybe it's just the social pressure. He might actually go through with it even though he is hesitant or doesn't want to because he feels he's obligated because of the scene he's in.
And if he does that, he's gonna fuck around and turn out like Milo. Like you see how Milo done lost they done goddamn mind. Stewart, not Yiannopoulos and shit like that. Cause like, cause she fucked around and like you know, and got the fucking got on the testosterone and all that right there, trying to prove, see, I'm so trans and this and that, and I'm saying it ended up being like what, a huge big ass mistake for their motherfucking ass, cause now they done fucked up their system and their goddamn life so bad. And Milo's psychology is goddamn just off the fucking rails. I'm like, I'm surprised that motherfucker hasn't committed suicide now because of this shit.
That's that kid with the glasses who's kind of freaky, right?
Yes. And are they even still around? Because, you know,
I don't know.
I don't know. That's my brother.
What?
Milo Stewart. Like, is that motherfucker even still around? Because I think the last time I heard from her, and like it was that right there. Like, you know, like got on the testosterone and shit like that, and the testosterone was so goddamn. It was so fucking potent to her motherfucking ass that she freaked the fuck out.
Yeah, she's been quiet for years now.
I feel really bad for these fucking people.
I think Milo had her fun in the sun and shit like that, and now it's just like, you know, slowly losing their shit.
I think she regrets being Black Hitler's bitch.
He's another one.
Oh, that sugar water motherfucker. Oh man, the shit I've goddamn said about him in the motherfucking past. It
Fifth
is one of the
Element,
reasons
you say?
why I got fucking censored a lot.
What'd you say, Kel?
I said the guy that looks like he's Fifth Element refuse.
Yes.
Oh yeah, fucking the Ruby Rod
Fucking
of
Ruby
racism.
Ron.
Yep.
Ruby Ron from the Fifth Element. Chris Tucker.
Oh man, I've said so much about goddamn guys, and I'm saying I got a video on YouTube that still gets.
God.
I still got a video on YouTube that still gets a lot of hits from time to time. Like people are messaging me and stuff like that, talking about right on. I'm glad you called out this motherfucker right here. Which I'm
I might need
surprised.
to watch this video.
Which I'm surprised YouTube has a fucking scissor because that's the one video right there where I call him a faggot. It's like, hey, you know how they feel about the fucking F word. You know, anytime you say that right there, they quit the game. But I think my black skin is what's fucking saving me.
When I saw, I think it was Armored Skeptic cut the video. If Greg ever sees this and it wasn't him, I apologize for attributing it to him and when it was somebody else's, but I'm pretty sure it was his video where he shows Gazzy sitting there and this woman, something happened to her and he's sitting there and he's trying to suppress the smile while he's filming her, that something tragic happened and he's exploiting her just for his video.
Mm-hmm.
And I seen that and my blood ran cold and I said, I better not go to this part of Florida because if I see this guy, I might actually scar him the fuck up.
No,
Like,
guys is one of those types of people right there. Anytime he's in, I'm saying, anytime he's in like a public event and stuff like that, he is way in the fucking back because he knows how this shit goes down, and he is a little bitch,
I know he's dating that big ass Loke.
Yeah, he'll bark as much as he goddamn can and shit like that. But when shit goes down, he'll hide behind every motherfucking person he can. He like that little ass motherfucking sibling, like I said, that little brother that talks all that smack when they got the big brother protect them and all that right there. They hide behind you this and you that and all that right there. You trying to get towards them, but you can't because the big motherfucking brothers in the way and shit like that. That's what Gazi fucking reminds me of. And I'm saying, he one of those types, like I'm saying, like, motherfucker, I better not ever see you goddamn alone.
Yeah. Yeah, him and when I seen that, oh man, my blood ran fucking cold. I could not believe he's sitting there exploiting this woman's misery. It's one of those things like between that and like I see so much of the shit that these Dems do. And when I seen him and he's sitting out there and he's got these teenagers and he's teaching them that they got to like give him money and reparations and he's teaching them like they're his white slaves and Uhuru or whatever the fuck he's saying.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of those things like, and I've seen him in interviews and I've seen him in his videos where he's talking about how he's rich and he made all that money from being a model. And I'm like, I really hope I get one day where I get stuck in an elevator with you. And the fucking thing gets stuck where it gets stuck between floors because I know that this motherfucker is going to talk his way into a body cast inside of 15 minutes, get stuck in an elevator with me. I just see it coming. If there's any justice in this world. Seriously,
here's what you got to understand, man. Guys, I'm saying, as much as you sit up here and talk on this goddamn on this motherfucking videos and shit like that, but when the push comes to shove and things like that, man, guys is a punk. He will sell out in a goddamn instant and things like that if it means saving his goddamn skin.
Yeah, he's probably one of those people when the fucking heat is on, he could give you a detailed description of what the top of his feet look like because he's looking at him the whole time. Yeah. Yeah. Like
I told you, like I said, if shit ever hit the goddamn fan and he buys goddamn self, you will see how much of a kiss ass motherfucker he is.
I'm sorry, I can't respect anybody like that, man.
No.
You gotta shoot your mouth off, take your lumps.
Mm-hmm.
I don't say nothing. I'm not gonna back up. That's just the way I think of it,
And that's how a bunch of these opportunists are, man. Shit, they're shit off their mouth as long as they goddamn got protection. But when shit hits the fan, you see how much of a little bitch they are. Like these Antifa fucks, man. Yeah. So long as they so long as they got protection, and so long as they know they think they're going after people who they feel like they can bully, who got morals and principles and stuff like that, they'll act like the baddest person in the world. But when shit hits the goddamn fan, what happens? They get their ass whooped. Or I'm saying, you see how quick they are to bow down. Like, yeah, talk that shit now. Like that one fuck, like who was talking about that woman and stuff like that, like the one female, and he was yeah, he was like what, just following her and stuff like that, talking about her dead husband or whatever, yeah, bowing up to her, and then all of a sudden her damn son came up like, yeah, what you say about my mom? Like, come on, let's talk right here. What you saying all that right there? You see how quick that motherfucker was quick to bitch and run away.
Yeah, well, I've met that guy before down at Moore. I met him 2 years ago. The one that her son that's Tiny from the Proud Boys.
From the Proud Boys.
Yeah, I'm 6'2". He's got to be at least over 6'5", 6'6", because I had to crane my neck when I was talking to him. He's a big fucking man.
Mm.
And I seen that little weasel. Oh man, I don't know if you've seen the whole video, but they caught him a few times. That guy. I mean, he was running through that city, and they fucking chased him all over. I thought that happened over here. That was actually out in Portland. You know.
Mm.
Well, it's
yeah.
turned
I heard
into a
like
fucking
I
circus.
think after that, like I heard like what that dude, he had lost his job and all this shit like that because he got fucking recognized. And I'm surprised they actually fucking did that bullshit right there. Like, really? They actually cracked down, but then again, they'll sacrifice every once in a while and shit like that.
Yeah, I'm one of those people where, like, when I hear them going, and I'm gonna get flack for this, but fuck it, I'm gonna say this. When I hear about like these football players, and sometimes you hear baseball players, but a lot more times it's the football players. They get, they get handy with their wife or their girlfriend, and they get into a domestic. And they talk about they got cut loose and they lost all their endorsements and this that. And I'm sitting here listening to it like, is that a little extreme? Who the fuck are all of you people to really get into their business? Like, if him and his wife got into a domestic, it's between him and his wife.
Oh yeah, like Ray Rice.
Yeah, it's one of those things I didn't like. And people are like, "Oh, what? So you're supporting the abuser?" I said, I'm supporting the abuser's right to make a living while he's going to court and going through all this shit because it's within the court of law. And if the wife wants to pursue it, which she did, then it's between them. It's one of those things where, and this is why I get really, really angry about things. Like, they went after the guy, I forget which sport team he was in charge of. It was a basketball team. He was like 80-something years old. 85.
Who is that dude?
And you guys can actually look this up. This is the truth. Me and him actually had words over this, and he didn't like the way the conversation went, but I told him, well, it's my right to an opinion, so I'm going to say what I want to say. If you look at NYPD versus One Angry Marine, it's a viral video in Manhattan a few years ago. There was this big-ass Marine, and he's sitting there, and he's arguing with the NYPD. I got into an argument with him at a bar in the neighborhood because he was the bouncer, and it was right when that shit happened with the NBA, and he's sitting there and he's going on and on about because he was a lefty and he was leaning a certain way, and I schooled him and he didn't like it. He actually got up and stormed off. I mean, could have hit me.
Was it Don Sterling?
Yeah, that's it. And so the thing happened with Sterling. And I said to him, and he's giving me the speech, and I said to him, I looked at him, and I had said this earlier to somebody else. I was the only guy in the bar who wasn't black, so I said this to somebody else in the bar, and he said to me, oh yeah, you're 100% right. I said to him, how old is this guy? He's like 85. I said, you tell me you don't got like, grandmother or great aunt who's got that mouth you can't take her. Oh my God, yeah. I said, so treat it with the same grain of salt you would treat that. He's like, okay, you made a good point. But this Marine, he wasn't hearing that. And he's giving me this song and dance. And I told him, I said, look, you and I both know, I said, unless you're going to sit here and keep being disingenuous, this had nothing to do with what that man said, because what he said wasn't that bad. All he told his fucking mistress was, how the fuck are you going to say I'm horrible to my black players? I do everything for them. And they went after him for that. I said, no, this is about money. They're literally using this as an excuse to take his team away from him, which is all that commissioner wanted. He didn't give a that man's going to sit here. Oh, well, I found this offensive, so we're going to take away his team. Yeah, how the fuck did you get to that conclusion there, Skip? Seriously, because I'm not finding it. Can you draw me a map? Because I'm getting lost on the way.
Yeah, you said you'd be surprised. Like I said, I'm saying the dirty underhanded taxes that a lot of these
Yeah,
motherfucking people do, a lot of these motherfucking people do and shit like that.
that's why it bothers
Especially
me
if they,
because there's nothing
especially if they
genuine to
think
it.
they're gonna get the woke points.
Yeah, it's just because it's so disingenuous.
Hmm.
It just be completely honest. Like, look, if he would have came out and said, "Well, we've engineered the climate politically in this country so that what he said is enough of a faux pas. We're going to take away his shit, so we're going to take away his shit. Thank you for coming." If he would have came out and gave us that spiel instead of his couple-minute speech about how we have to make amends for the, you know what? You find me a black person that's 200 and something years old who was a slave that you owe shit to. Go apologize to him, and I'll say you did right. But you're gonna sit here and you're gonna talk about shit that happened before your grandparents were born. The folks before their grandparents were born. Keep it in the back of your head that this shit happened, mind you. Don't ever forget that it happened. But don't sit there and be an asshole. When I see things like that shit that happened in Starbucks with that fat Jewish broad going in there and going up to that poor black kid working there trying to make a buck. Oh my God, I'm so sorry for everything that's happened to you. This poor kid's mortified. He's trying to make a fucking living, lady. He's got a job. He looks like he's got a full head of teeth. He's got a fucking good pair of glasses on. His clothes, and he's doing well for himself. The fuck on. Get your coffee and get out. No, she basically ruined that kid's life by sitting in there and talking about how she felt bad about herself. Now that kid's associated with people are probably going to ask him for the rest of his life. Oh, you were that kid that fucking fat Jew broad came and was going ranting and raving about fucking how she felt horrible. How did that make you feel? Can you sit here and talk about it? Poor kid's probably going to fucking wind up dealing with that for like the next 5 years of his life. Every time he goes somewhere. These fucking people don't think.
Yeah. Like the ones that sit up here and get mad at me and stuff like that because they want a virtue signal from me, and I'm like, don't even try it, man. Like I ain't impressed. I ain't impressed. Like like motherfuckers still get mad at me for my goddamn tweet that I made not too long ago that went that saying that went a little popular, and they want to sit up here talking about like hell, I'm either shucking and jiving or I'm goddamn kissing up to the white man or I'm just like like. Oh, that's because you this and that and everything. Not all black people had the opportunities that you did. And I'm like, hell, if you lived in America in this day and age, goddamn it, you did. Hell, 9 times out of 10, y'all just squandered or pissed them away. But don't sit up here and try to, like I'm saying, like guilt trip me or try to give me some like, oh, I'm so sorry for what my people did to you. I'm like, I'm saying you personally ain't did shit to me and things like that. The only thing you're doing right now is getting on my damn nerves with all this white guilty shit because hell, you ain't did nothing to me. So what the fuck you apologizing for?
Yeah. I told you
But
about that conversation I had with those millennials where they were mad at Tyra Perry for cultural appropriation.
Yeah, I remember that right there.
I told them, I said, "You're kidding me," because literally, I said to them, I said they literally thought that they should have all been sitting around dressed like in a hip hop video. Now, bear in mind, this was before Blackish had become as popular as it did. So I don't know, maybe that has melted their sensibilities a little bit. But I'm listening to them, I'm like, you got to be fucking kidding me. But this is when I left the hangout because when I told them I was half Sicilian, and immediately I had to start hearing the questions about the 3-piece. I'm not even joking. The questions about 3-piece suits. Why is it a 3-piece suit? I'm like, I don't own a 3-piece suit. And they all pause. They're like, what do you mean? You're Sicilian. You have to have a 3-piece. I'm like, what do you mean I have to? They literally thought what they saw was true. Everything that they saw in the TV and television and movies is how it actually is. They really thought that every time I spoke, they thought that I was grabbing my genitals with my hands and talking with the free hand. Like I was
and like I
Canadian.
said, and those are the ones who are quick to fucking stereotype you, the woke virtue signaling motherfuckers, like like damn, because they already got it in their mind, like I said, what you should be like and what you should act like and shit like that. And if you are anything outside of that goddamn, that image of what they got in their fucking mind, it's like, yeah, it baffles the fuck out of them. Like I told you, like I said, like all these woke ass white millennials and shit like that, they think that black people have to be these woe is me, eyes oppressed, like I'm saying, like these fucking poor ass black folks who can't do a damn thing for themselves. Like I said, like they see shit like that's going on with Tyler Perry and things like that, and it baffles the fuck out of them. Like how the hell are they sitting up here looking like what they consider like I'm saying, shit that rich ass white people would do. I'm like, fucking, like this is America, bitch. We got all the opportunity to be whatever the hell we want up here. And I'm like, for Christ's sakes, yeah.
Like I'm in I haven't told them yet. Like that, I've told like one or two of these people that I'm a journalist. That's what I do for a living. Because I was up in the Sargon server. The fuck is the name of it? Athens, I think it is. And I was talking to a lot of these, and it's a lot of kids, and it's a lot of people from across the pond. I'm afraid to. It's not that I'm afraid to tell them I'm a journalist, but I don't want to have to sit there and explain to them. No, that's not a journalist. That's a propagandist. No, that's not a journalist. That's a sensationalist. No, that I don't like having to keep doing that, so I don't like to tell them that. But there's that. There's the one side of it is that, and the other side of it is when I talk to them and they hear the accent immediately. I can't even tell you. I was on there earlier today for about a good 3 or 4 hours after dinner, just talking to them while I was waiting for Tara to set up, and all of the questions were about mafia. Everything that they were asking me.
Yeah.
The minute they found out my heritage, that's all the questions were about mafia. And I'm sitting there like, wow. It's just, it amazes me, like the whole lack of nuance with these people when you talk to them. Again, I'm not knocking anyone in that server that I was talking to. I enjoyed talking to them, but it's one of the. It's you're Sicilian, yeah. Oh wow, so are you related to the guy who invented the telephone before Alexander Graham Bell?
God
That doesn't leave
damn.
anyone's mouth, even though I've been to that guy's house. Like, not gone in it. I mean, if I parked my car because I knew somebody lived across the street, and I'd look at the sign, I tell my wife, "Oh, honey, look, this is the house that the telephone was invented." She's like, "I thought Alexander Graham Bell invented it." That you want to hear these people talk systemic racism? I tell them, "Oh yeah, well because he was a Sicilian, they didn't want to give it to him, so they gave it to Bell." I love pointing that out to the leftists, and they get all mad quiet. They're like, "Oh," I go, "Yeah." You want to talk to there you go. No, the guinea wasn't allowed to invent the phone. He had to, but no, we ain't giving it to you. But they don't want to hear that shit.
Mm.
Yeah, nah. These leftists, it's and again, I've come to realize the more and more I look into a man, it's literally what they've been getting taught since. This is why I tell people you can't put your kids in nursery school, preschool, pre-K, kindergarten, daycare, and then fucking summer camps and shit and all these after school programs. And I feel bad because one of the running themes I've been seeing with a lot of these videos is, when the fuck did my kid become a leftist? And you're letting other people raise your kids. What the fuck do you think's going to happen?
Oh man, yeah. And if they know they can goddamn, like manipulate their fucking minds and shit like that, they will.
Yeah. It's a damn shame. And it's a lot easier to do than people think. They lull you into a thing. Like, literally, I was saying leftist propaganda without even realizing it, just because of how much they were spouting it, and it got moved into the lexicon so much that when I found out that I was doing it, that's part of the reason I cut myself cold turkey off from everything that I was watching, like pop culture wise and everything. Because what phrase was I saying? And I was like, holy shit. They had me saying, supporting a woman's right to choose. And I'm like, yeah, all right, whatever. I can get behind that. And then I saw, and this is actually what I think did the DNC a lot of trouble, is they had the convention back in 2015, 2016. And they had the first woman they brought out. She was the most mechanical, robotic thing I'd ever seen. She was like an animatronic from fucking Disney World. And they got this brought up on the podium. And she goes like this, addressing the audience. She says, the people on the right and the Republicans say that they're anti abortion because they want to support a life. And it has nothing to do with wanting to support a life. They want to take away a woman's right to choose. And they all friggin' started like cheering. And my eyes got huge. And I looked at my wife. I'm like, did this fucking woman just say that people are anti-abortion because they want to tell women what to do? And she goes, yeah. And a fucking chill ran down my spine. I'm like, that's what they mean when they say a right to choose? That slogan? And I said, wow, that was literally that they talk about walk away. It's not. I was never a Democrat. I was left leaning from where I came from, but it's like hashtag ran the fuck away in the other direction. It should have been, because when I heard that, I was like, holy shit. I mean, that whole rally scared the shit out of me.
Mm-hmm.
Like when Bernie got turned down, like for the nomination, and they like stormed out of there with their fists in the air. I even told people, like, you can't find that footage anymore. I think that they scrapped it. But the commentator goes like this. He gets really quiet. He's like, "Oh, well, apparently the Democratic Party has gone extremely far left. They were marching out like the fucking Nuremberg rallies with the Nazis. And I remember as soon as they got outside, they were all walking around Philadelphia, destroying the city, flipping over cars, burning them and shit. They got Jill Stein fucking leading the protest through the streets. It looked like a goddamn wood carving of the Dark Ages. Seriously, that's... Them and their slogans, like seriously, you watch you hear the slogans, and you watch that footage. To me, it was like watching a Nazi rally. I couldn't believe it. I said, I watched that whole night horrified. I'm not conservative at all. That's why I stress this to people. I'm a centrist, and for that to scare me, I can completely understand why right wingers were horrified. That shit scared me, and I'm from fucking New York. All right. Seriously, I'm watching that shit the whole time. I was like glued to the TV. I don't think the last time I think I stayed by a TV that much was when the Challenger blew up while I was watching the TV. You know, it got I was that rapt for attention. Do you remember? Did you watch the Democratic National Committee back then? Holy shit, Pat! If you get the chance, try to go back and watch it. I mean,
I want to.
No, seriously, like in the past 3 years, everything that's happened, I mean, it's going to seem tame, but that was when they first unleashed all this crazy shit they've been doing in the past 3 years. That was like the jump off, as we call it around here, and holy shit. That was probably one of the scariest nights I've ever had in my life. I was watching it. I was telling my mother, I said, I'm afraid riots are going to start in New York soon. Like, I'm looking out the window looking for fires and shit. You know, I mean, it really scared the shit out of me, but I don't know how the fuck these people can actually support that sort of propaganda and that sort of crazy shit. I mean, you got to have rocks in your head when people say, I don't like abortion because of it kills children. Oh, that's not what you mean. Just say what you really mean. You don't like abortion because you want to tell women what to do.
Oh, motherfuckers like that. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say to people like that. I'm like, you got to be like one of the most like on Twitter. I was seeing like damn, I don't know. This is crazy ass motherfucker. I mean, you know, she was on video. I mean, she got to the fact where she was just fucking crying because, like I said, with the whole Georgia thing, where they basically like say, you know, you can't abort at a certain point where they can detect a heartbeat and shit like that and everything, and she's just freaking the fuck out of it, talking about, if I don't want a baby in my head, I shouldn't have to have it right there, you know, like talking about this should be my decision and this all this right here. And I'm like, okay, well, what was this motherfucking decision when you decided to go out there and have unprotected sex? You know, like I'm saying, what was the decision when you should have just closed your goddamn legs, out of use protection and all that right there? And, you know, and of course, you know, all the fucking, pro-lifers and shit like that, you know, started coming at me and with all the same arguments, you know, like hell shit, like birth control can fail, condoms can break, and all that bullshit right there.
Yeah,
you know? But it's a preventative.
Yeah, and you have a shit ton of.
Guess what? They don't break.
Yeah, and you have a shit ton of preventatives out there. I'm saying to even prevent you from getting pregnant. I mean, so many goddamn things. You got IEDs, you got condoms, you got fucking birth control, you got fucking spermicide and all this stuff, man. And all this stuff right here works goddamn wonders. Now, the women who sit up here and get pregnant and feel like abortion is their only goddamn thing right there, the majority of them are basically doing this shit because they're trying to opt out of the responsibility that they put upon themselves and things like that. And that's what I'll be telling, like hell, women, I'm saying, you know, when it comes to abortion and shit like that and everything, they're only trying to sit up here and trying to justify this stuff because they're trying to take responsibility off these women for making shitty ass choices in their goddamn life. And God forbid, you know, you tell certain females that.
Get out parenting card.
Yeah, like I'm saying, like, goddamn, man, I'm saying, what happened to just fucking closing your legs and
abortions and you get the next one free.
Yeah.
But the wild part is, as much as these pro-lifers were sitting up here arguing with me, in the end, They ended up agreeing with me. They just didn't like the fact that I told them, I said, well, bitch, keep your fucking legs closed in.
Yeah. Oh, you're gonna love what I said to them because this immediately. I say things to leftists where I've had leftists say to me, I want to kill you, and I've had to meet where they mean it too. Like I had one of them, and I flat out put it to them. They're like, "Well, what do you think about the abortion argument and this, that, and the third?" I said, "Well, you want your abortions?" I said, "Okay, here you go." You also all have because of good old floppy ear 44 decided, if you're on your parents' health care, you can stay on until you're 26. I remember when the asshole said that. So check this out. You want to stay on the health care till you're 26? We more likely to not have your information on there in the computer from a blood test and whatnot. So if she goes in for an abortion, we run the information through the scanner, and guess what? We find out who you are. If you're under 26, guess who gets a letter in the mail telling them they're responsible too? Yeah, that's right. No more right to privacy that you're on the insurance till you're 26. So that should curtail some of these little bastards because I want to make it where if you want to be on your parents' health care till you're 26, guess what? You're both responsible, and we're going to treat you both like you're teenagers, and mommy and daddy are getting a phone call, and that's how we're going to do this shit.
That reminds me.
Yeah.
Have you heard about the do it at home pregnancy test?
What, the piss on the pregnancy test where you piss on the stick?
No, not pregnancy. As use it to as a DNA test you can do at home.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the left hates those.
Yeah, because like what I just
it disadvantages women and it advantages men.
Bullshit.
How does that disadvantage the women? Like, aha, I have the bastard now. I can prove it's his kid. I mean, how is that a disadvantage?
Well,
some of these bitches lie.
Not going to use it to figure out if their kid is theirs. I'm pretty sure they know.
Yeah.
Well, I have seen some posts some places, and it's from serious people saying, "How do I know the baby's mine?" You're carrying it. I literally said that to someone. I'm like, were you dropped on your head? And like, you are carrying the child. It has half your DNA. Are you sure? Dude,
Yeah.
I literally told her.
The reason was that it could destroy families.
I literally told her. I went to her Facebook, found out what town she lived in, and I Googled it as to where there was a local abortion clinic. I was like, you need to go here because obviously you don't need to breed. I got kicked out of the group.
And the sad thing is, I can't really argue with that conclusion. I mean, it's, you hate saying things like this, but there are just, and immediately people are gonna try to glom onto it, and they're gonna try to attach some group because of either religion, race, or ethnicity. No, we're going straight IQ. There are just some people out there that they are so stupid. You don't want them reproducing. You don't want them putting their genes back in the gene pool.
Oh,
you know, like God save me from idiots.
Yeah, especially like I'm saying, these, fuck. I'm trying to get the words out. These fucking, I'm saying, these pro-life abortion pushes and shit like that and everything. Like these females, like, yeah, don't stick your dick in these goddamn bitches right here because these are some of the craziest motherfuckers in the goddamn world. Yeah, crazy motherfuckers got the best pussy, but it ain't goddamn worth it. But shit.
Thank you. I always make that same argument, and people like say things to me. I'm like, yeah, you never fuck crazy. That's why you don't know. Seriously, taking it back really quick to Lacey. I'll be honest. That morning after video when he got elected, I was watching that video. I'm like, damn, she looked good crazy.
I think Lacey was acting more than any goddamn thing, just basically, like say, just basically trying to appear as woke just for the fucking likes and shit like that. No, but I'm talking about actual crazy motherfucker.
Yeah.
I'm saying you'll know a crazy bitch when you got there.
Oh yeah, no, I know.
Cause I be telling, like I said, I even told my son, like, here's how you know when you encounter a crazy girl, man. Like no matter what you suggest, the most wildest, outlandish shit in the goddamn world, she gonna be down for. Yeah, you ever run up on a motherfucker like that? Yeah, boy, go the other direction because shit.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's like these motherfuckers. And another thing that really gets me, like I'm saying, all right, if they want these abortion rights and shit like that and everything, have them motherfuckers pay for it, man. Stop taking out of my damn tax dollars.
Yeah. And
pay for your own shit.
Like one of these
like Florida is because the patients have to pay for it.
Yeah.
What up?
In Florida, patients have to pay for the abortion. The state doesn't.
That's what gets on my nerves right there,
Unless it's medically necessary, the patient has to pay for it.
Yeah. Now, I'm also on record, like I said, when it comes to like rape and like I'm saying, like molestation or incest and shit like that and everything, and they're calling for like an abortion and shit like that. Those I can understand right there. I've excluded all of those right there. I was like, I may not agree with it. I may not agree with all of them, but I understand that. If you were raping, you end up pregnant.
More of using it as a birth control.
Yeah, those motherfuckers right there.
Totally against that.
Yeah, and if somebody's gonna have a kid, God forbid, born with flippers or a tail or something, you might want to consider it too. Things of that nature. But like,
I don't know. I can make some money off of them.
But I'm saying, there are literally girls I've known in my neighborhood, like. And I've had this happen to me once or twice where I've been talking to a girl at the bar, and it's not like she's completely loaded, but she'll flat out say to me, "You look really familiar. Have we fucked?" Yeah, no, I'm being serious. I've met there's some loose people around by me, and it's people like that. No, sorry, you take the fucking pill. Get a what is it, UID, whatever that thing is that they.
IUD.
Yeah, get one of those under your skin. Seriously, get a fucking diaphragm. Like, do anything you can. Don't fucking kill this kid repeatedly every fucking month that you're going to go through your cycle and you're going to get knocked up because you don't take any precautions. You're killing kids left and right. I can't stand that shit. But, like, to flip the script, I've had a few of these leftists flat out ask me, and I've even told this to a few right wingers who are pro-life, and they're like, "Oh wow, I never thought of it that way." Because they said to me, they're like, "What's your stance on abortion?" I said, "Well, usually dirtbags and leftists are the only ones who get abortions. It's usually not conservatives. It's not usually stand-up family people or decent human beings. So why the fuck would I not be pro-choice? Because all it is you people making sure that there's not going to be more of you." And I've flat out said this before, and I want to put this on record. If you're somebody who's getting abortions like regularly, once it does happen, not if, but when your fucking womb finally goes toxic from you getting all those fucking abortions, you shouldn't be allowed to adopt. Adoption should be for decent people who just can't have children. Not because you could not keep your fucking knees together for more than 15 minutes at a clip and your fucking womb went rancid. That ain't fucking my problem, and it shouldn't be that kid's problem either.
Yeah, and that's what I mean, pro-choice. I don't know if I was saying pro-life or whatever. I'm halfway out of it. So.
No, it's all right. I did the same thing twice too. That's why I corrected myself. Yeah, it's.
I was like, damn. Did I say pro-life or pro? Fuck.
Yeah, it's all good. Anyone who's listening to it knows the gist of what you were saying because I did it too. So don't worry about it. I mixed them up too. But you know what I'm saying? It's one of those things like these people want to say to you, "Oh, well, do you support abortion?" Well, yeah, because decent people aren't doing it. I mean, yeah, I don't like the fact that they're killing children, but look at what it's going to grow up into because of what it's getting raised by. So yeah, you guys want two prongs. You guys can do all the abortions you want, but you can't adopt later on when you realize you fucked yourself. That's all. And these leftists will be gone in 30 years. They'll extinct themselves. I hate saying it like that. I don't like fucking supporting abortion at all. But I mean, it's one of those things when some asshole comes up to you and he's like, if you're not going to do what I'm telling you that I'm going to take. All right, Scooby, you better do what I'm telling you right now or I'm going to take this gun and blow my brains out. Man, do what you got to do.
No, man. I'm at the point right now where I'm like, you know what, fuck it, just let natural selection take its course, man. These people are just getting on my nerves.
Yeah, seriously. They better hope we don't get a fucking war going.
Yeah, that's from the fucking pro-choice to the fucking fat acceptance movement and shit. Like I'm at the point where I'm like, you know what, man, fuck it, just do what you're gonna goddamn do. But when shit start hitting the goddamn fan and stuff like that, don't come for crying to me because I just don't have sympathy.
Yeah. I've been saying this a lot, and I said this to a few of these people. I look at it this way: there's that scene in the beginning of, well, it's more like towards a little bit later on in the movie, the movie Jack Reacher. He's at a
Oh yeah.
bar, and these people try to start a fight with him, and he tries to really calmly tell them, "Fuck off! I'll hurt you. I don't really want to do this, guys. Come on, fuck off." But they won't leave it alone. And I've said that the people in the bar looking to fucking start the fight represent the left in America, and Jack Reacher represents the American people. That's really how I look at it at this point. It's going to be where it has to wait until the left finally takes the swing. I mean, we seen what happened at the Battle of Berkeley
Mm-hmm.
when they pushed enough, and the right just kicked the shit out of those people.
Man.
Yeah, that's what I'm
And
saying.
yeah, like I said, and Antifa had the fucking numbers and shit like that, and they still got their ass whooped.
Yeah. I mean, Pat, look, I don't want to gas your head up, but let's be realistic here. You're standing there and you're surrounded by 5 Antifa. I'm pretty
Mhm.
sure there's going to be 5 motherfuckers laid out.
Yeah.
It's a given, that's their numbers don't help if you got guys who can actually handle themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
That's why I always say, man, like, yo, dude, leave the quiet motherfucker alone, man. Shit, like I said, they just sitting up there minding their business. They just want to do their goddamn thing. But if you all in their goddamn face doing all that goddamn barking and shit like that, the only reason why they staying quiet is because, like, that's because they don't want to hurt you. But if you
Yeah.
push them to their goddamn point, they gonna fucking hem your ass up, and then you'll be satisfied. You're gonna be looking like a damn fool in front of all your goddamn friends. Like I told you, leave that motherfucker alone, but no.
That's why I love telling these people. No, I'm a centrist because they're like, "Oh, you're some right-wing Nazi oppressor." No, asshole, I'm a centrist. I just don't like you. That's part of the reason I wear the red, white, and blue hat instead of the red one because I got the loud mouth, and I don't want to. Because nothing against the right wing, I'm not right wing myself, but I don't want to put any disparaging shit on the right wing. So that's part of the reason I identify as a centrist because I can be a complete bastard, and I don't want the right catching any flack because of me. Even though I lean right on certain things, I like to let them know, like, yeah, I agree with you guys, but I identify as a centrist because I'm a complete super douche to the wrong people, and I don't want you guys to catch flack for it.
And you know what I'm saying? And the right ain't exactly, a ray of sunshine themselves, They got, I'm saying, they got dirt on their side too, and they got a whole lot of it. It's just compared to the left right now, it ain't as fucking much. Like I said, they just as fucking dirty. It's just the hell shit. The left is just being just fucking filthy right now.
Yeah. Well, I think I talked to Kelt about this about a week or two ago. I brought it up with him. We were just bullshitting while we were waiting to go on the air. But I don't believe in that alt-right shit because I'll say this flat out firm. Like, the alt-right was 4 years ago, the alt-right was still Democrats. They were still holding on to that shit where, like, okay, Obama's just a ruse. We're going to get our Democrat utopia. We've been dealing with this shit for 60 years, a little bit longer. And for whatever reason, they decided to switch, I guess. But this is the thing, they were never right-wing because you talk to them, none of their policies are right-wing. And the Republican Party itself was founded to abolish slavery. So, like, when I hear these people talk about, like, alt-right, I keep saying to them, no, these are just Democrats who are no longer the right shade to be Democrats. So they're basically a people without a party. So they carved out a niche for themselves on the right because the only people, they basically they left the left, and they claim that they're on the right now. And I hate saying it, it's because the left thinks that the right is the white party. So these assholes all decided, yeah, I'm right wing now. The fuck out of here. What policies do you like? Let me hear your economic policies that you're claiming you're right wing, you bastard. And then they start talking, and all you hear is, oh well, sure. Let me explain it to you. Marx, Marx, Marx. Marx, 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 and I'm sitting there listening like, you socialist douchebag. Go ahead, yeah, let me hear it. Marx, Marx, Marx. That's all they talk about. These quote unquote alt right. No, they're fucking the same thing. They're these left wing bastards. It's just they've infected. It's kind of like they're like warts. You got to cut them out at the goddamn root.
Man.
I don't like that shit. Just because I was watching Lincoln the other day. Because there was nothing on the tube. And you sit there and you watch Lincoln, and I just think of these skinheads with their white power and Roman salute, and they're doing that shit, and they're claiming that they're of the party of Lincoln. It makes my blood boil. It's disrespectful, you know. Again, this is one of those things where if they want to do that thing with their SWAT stickers and their shaved heads and then their Roman salutes, free country, you can do what you want. You know, I've been friends with a few people who are of that persuasion. As long as they ain't waving their shit at me, I got no beef with them. But it's one of those things where have some tact. You know damn well you're not right wing, and all you're doing is making shit look bad. And it's, I don't know. The alt right, it just rubs me the wrong way. And Cal, are you familiar with the alt left? Because I've heard that name thrown around. What is the alt left? Do you know what it is?
I think Trump came up with that term after Charlottesville.
Hmm.
That it was pretty much the alt right versus the alt left.
I guess. I
don't know. It's kind of like how BLM is and shit like that and everything. The way they be goddamn, like act like they for this and that and everything, but yet they quote a side of security and shit like that. Motherfucker who's wanting to go out of goddamn FBI.
Oh yeah, Tupac's godmother.
Mm.
No, I have no respect for Tupac, and I got a lot of animosity towards Tupac for two reasons. A lot of people don't realize, one, Tupac's a New Yorker. He's not from California. Tupac did not move his ass out there till he was in his 20s. That's one. That's part of the reason I do not like Tupac. Two, he's Assata Shakur's godson, and she blew away that state trooper over in Rhode Island. Look, I'm not exactly huge.
I'm not gonna blame Pac for that. Like shit.
No, it's not that. It's not. I'm blaming him for that. I don't like him for it because one of the things he was always doing was advocating for her, and it's one of those things like the guy had kids and a wife, man, and she was a fucking terrorist. I mean, come on, let's. Look, I had relatives who did a lot of shady shit. I'm not going to sit here and rewrite history because I share blood with them. That's just being disingenuous. But the third thing I disliked about Pac, and this is the thing that really got to me. Tara knows which school it was. He went to a fucking private school with fucking Jada Pinkett Smith.
New York performing School of Performing Arts.
Yeah. He's a goddamn actor and he's a front runner. That's why I don't like Pac. Because, look, I'm sorry. I'm gonna. Anyone listening to this now is gonna be like, okay, Scooby, you are old. But I'm gonna put it like this. Around here, the term that they would use was the truth. And Pac wasn't the truth. Sorry.
Well, at least you ain't claiming that you used to listen to him and smoke weed and shit like that before Tupac became Tupac.
Oh, bro, come on. I used to roll dice to that shit. You didn't. He's sitting there 4, 5, 6 all day banging in the corner. Come on now.
No, talk about Kamala Harris and shit like that. Talk about, I used to smoke weed. I was listening to Tupac and Snoop and all that right there back in such and such. I'm like, bitch, they weren't even a thing back then.
Yeah. Got disowned by her father because of that. What an idiot.
I still laugh at that shit right there. Then like what AOC and her goddamn stupid shit she just did not too long ago.
Yeah.
Like I forgot who the guy was, but he was like standing by cut out for her and all that right there, and she tried to take a swing at the fucking GOP and failed to realize that the dude that she was fucking dissing was a goddamn Democrat, and people point that out to her.
Yeah.
You dumb bitch.
We can laugh at her, but the thing that bothers me about that broad is what the fuck are the names? Kyle Kalimsky and David Pakman.
Oh, goddamn.
They fucking paid for her. Like, they did the whole thing with the casting for her. I mean, and it's one of those things, I don't know if anyone's familiar with David Pakman. His father, if you're familiar with the movie Evita, what happened down in Argentina, part of the reason that happened in Argentina was because of David Pakman's father. And that's the reason that they fled to this country, is because they destabilized Argentina's economy. Pakman is a communist. He's a piece of shit, like from the word go. And him and that fucking Kyle Kalimsky, who is, oh my God, he is so slimy. I normally do not like to talk about people I don't know on a personal level, but if there was ever anybody I would like to just probably break their face on my hand, it would be him. And these two are now. Kyle Kalinski's from up in New Paltz or New Rochelle, New York. I forget which one. And Pac-Man's up over Boston way. He's right outside. I only mention this not trying to dox these two dimwits. It's on their websites, by the way. These guys are narcissists. They list their whole shit on there. But I'm pointing out that they're also, a lot of people don't know, these guys are tied directly to the Young Turks. They're the Young Turks East Coast Division, and they're all involved with the Justice Democrats.
Oh yeah, that's why I know Packer from and stuff like that. Yeah, the dumb turkeys.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, I can't stand those motherfuckers right there. Especially Anna Kasparian. Like you bony narcissistic bitch.
I can't stand her. When I see the election and when she said I'm better than you.
Oh God. That pissed off a whole lot of folks right there. I'm like, man, fuck you, you bony bitch.
It's just Cenk looks exactly like my cousin Mateo. And that's probably why I dislike Cenk so much. I just look at him, I think about it, I'm like, you fucking fat Pop-Tart eating motherfucker, thinking of my cousin Mateo. That's all I think of That's all I think of when I look at Cenk. I'm like, you know that this motherfucker's got fucking Pop-Tarts in that freaking sports jacket. Don't even. I can't stand him. I can't stand any of them because Cenk was a Republican for years, and he switched sides when he saw the spreadsheet and he saw the numbers. Because that's what a lot of this is to them. It's not the politics; it's the numbers.
Yeah.
Like I've had a few people try to talk to me about that other one, that fucve waste that they have on their channel, that Jimmy Dore.
Oh, him right there.
I'm a progressive, and I'm the first one to say I cannot watch Jimmy Dore. I cannot watch Reign of Fire. I cannot watch half of the shit that these people. Not Reign of Fire. Excuse me, Ring of Fire. Ring of Fire.
What's wrong with Ring of Fire?
Ring of Fire. You know what I'm talking about? It's a bunch of journalists. They claim.
I was talking about Reign of Fire. That was a good movie.
No, Ring of Fire. Ring of Fire. There's this one guy. I forget his name. I refer to him as the Bald Hobbit because that's what he looks like. And it's another one of these propagandist networks. And I know that they're just doing their job. They're propagandists and sensationalists. But it's when you know that's all, for lack of a better term, when you know it's all bupkis, I can't stand it. I can't stand listening to this shit. And Jimmy Dore is one of those people. Like, I can't even listen to Jimmy Dore after I seen that he spit in Alex Jones's face that time.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I got no respect for the man. I won't even entertain one word that comes out of his mouth.
Yeah, and then I'm saying, then you had Anna Kasparian motherfucking ass and shit like that. How much she sit up there and she advocated for like, oh, we shouldn't fat shame, we shouldn't do this shit like that. And what's the first thing that came out of her mouth when it came to Alex Jones? Get off the stage, you fat fuck. Oh, so I was like, the bitch who sit up here and screams, like I said, oh, we should never fat shame anybody, no matter what, and stuff like that, went back on her goddamn word when I'm like, you fucking hypocrites.
Yeah. I can't stand the whole lot of them, but those are the people that got that moron elected. So basically, we are dealing with literally the type of congressional representatives that the Young Turks want.
Mm.
So anyone who can hear the sound of my voice, take a good, long fucking look at Ocasio-Cortez, because that's exactly the type of country that these fucking people want you to have. They want you to have every representative is that.
A puppet.
Yeah. She's entertaining, yeah. But I mean, like, we're talking on like.
Yeah, but that bitch is a puppet, man. Shit.
Yeah.
I don't know who's pulling the strings, but whoever's pulling the string need to zip her goddamn lip. Otherwise, she's gonna just goddamn. Well, no, matter of fact, let her keep talking because shit.
Yeah.
I'm loving the goddamn entertainment because that bitch is as dumb as a bag of rocks.
Not to sound insensitive, but I'm so glad that you're having fun at my expense because she's my representative.
Oh shit!
You're in her district?
Huh?
You're in her district?
No, I'm outside of her district, but
Oh, but
she's part of the pack that my
yeah,
district is part
she's
of.
part of the New York shit right there. But it's like,
Yeah,
goddamn. But it's like, yeah.
yeah,
But every time she
yeah.
opens up her goddamn mouth, I'm just like, God, no, you dumb motherfucker.
Like
Like,
just to give you an idea, she's not my district. Neither is Chuck Schumer. Neither is Jerry Nadler. But they're all my representatives because they're all my neighboring districts. You see, so yeah, I'm surrounded by them. You name any one of these horrible Democrats you name, they represent somewhere close to my house. Like Ocasio-Cortez, her office is, I believe, 35 minutes away. And that's in traffic. If I went now, because it's nearly 1 o'clock here, I could probably be at her office in like 15 minutes. Same thing with Jerry Nadler. Don Lemon lives in one of the most expensive houses on the island, all the way
oh,
out east. Yeah,
that. No, oh my God. I don't
yeah.
even know what to say about Don Lemon motherfucking ass here. Shit, just.
I watched. Oh my God, you got to watch John Ward's video. I had to pause it because I was laughing. I didn't even get past the first like few seconds. The title slew me, and I haven't had a chance to go back and watch it. But it said something like Ocasio Cortez destroys Don Lemon with stupid, or something like he can't handle interviewing her because she fucks up the questions that badly, or something like the answers. And you can see he's like having a mini meltdown. He's trying to keep his composure. It is priceless. It really is. But no, he's another one. If and I just love the climate we're living in as a journalist, because anytime I try to point out or cite something, people, oh, Scooby, that's considered doxing. But anyone who actually wants to look it up themselves, I mean, the asshole actually went and put it on one of those, look at what I have that you wish you had websites. So he put up his own shit on this website, and he has a house. It's Vincent from the Red Elephants already had said this. This is actually how I found out where he lives. So if anyone wants to blame doxing, they can blame Vince. But this asshole lives out in Sag Harbor. That's where we have like the Whaling Museum. It's all the way out east on the North Fork. It's like holy shit, rich people live there, like wealthy, not like celebrities. We're talking like mondo buku money. And he's got like one of the nicest houses there, and they showed it. This motherfucker has a marble fireplace. Marble.
Yeah.
Not wood, not tile, fucking carved marble. Hand carved like granite and shit.
Yeah, but then those are the ones that are try to act like they so fucking down and shit like that and everything,
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm so down for the motherfucking black community, and you ain't nowhere fucking near them.
Yeah. Yeah, he's like, because he claims, where's he from originally? Louisiana? Couldn't tell it from the way he speaks. But him and that other one, when she came out with it, I said, this. You just kissed your own career. You gave it a death kiss. Jennifer Lopez with that Jenny from the Block shit.
Oh God.
Yeah, I'll give Don Lemon a pass because he's from Louisiana. He ain't from around here, but if you're from around here, you don't want to put no blood in the water like that. You do not sit there and try to claim street cred. You let it come to you. You don't sit there and try to like push it, because that was one of the things like that was really bad. A lot of the executives did not understand. They couldn't figure out why a lot of the hip hop albums were not selling that they were pushing. And that was the thing, was you're pushing this fake street cred. No one's going to respond to that. You do not get cred by manufacturing it. That's part of the reason that the bottom fell out with hip hop in New York back in the late 90s, because they were starting to they kept trying to reproduce this formula. And like, this was the thing. The reason 50 Cent got street cred is the motherfucker had a whole clip emptied into him and then got up and cut an album. You can't get that too often. And that's what killed hip hop around here. It's specifically in New York. It's like the street cred thing. And Jennifer Lopez did that with that Jenny on the Block shit, and they're like, nah, fuck you. You ain't Jenny from the Block. You're Jenny from up in the Hudson River Valley. The fuck on, And it's funny because you watch Don Lemon talk on the news, and bro, if you've seen his house, I didn't like him beforehand. Now I dislike this motherfucker because, like, basically his fireplace is worth more than the house I live in. You know, rock on. You can be successful,
Yeah.
but then don't sit there and have Morgan Freeman on your show, and you're gonna sit there and argue, have the balls to argue with this older man who's sitting there and he's telling you, "Hey, look, son, I think you're mistaken. I've been there, I've lived it, and I'm telling you, you're mistaken." No, 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 sir. All due respect, this is my show, so I'm gonna tell you you're mistaken. I'm sitting there watching the interview with when he had Morgan Freeman on. You know, the minute Morgan Freeman left that set, that man threw paper all over the place and cursed. You could just tell.
Who did?
Don Lemon. Don Lemon had Morgan Freeman on, and he was going to have Morgan Freeman on, and they were going to tell the American public about how racist America was. And he's like, "So, America is a racist country." And Morgan Freeman looks right at him and goes, "Bullshit."
Yeah, I think I saw that before.
Yeah.
I didn't know that Don Lemon lost his shit when he left.
Oh, you can tell if you know anything about reading people's body language, you can look at this sawed off little fucking garden gnome, and you can tell
Dude, I
that
have
the minute.
Asperger's. That is beyond my ability right now.
All right. Well, I'm just telling you then, from what I seen from looking at him, you can tell that this fucking guy, the minute that the segment was over, he probably flipped a chair and threw papers and cursed and walked off the set.
Because he got showed the fuck up. Yeah,
Yeah.
Don, he don't like that. I remember that one dude and shit like that when they started all that Trump bashing and shit like that, and the dude called him like, I'm saying, no, this shit is like fake news. Because this is when like the whole fake news thing started popping off with CNN and shit like that. And Don Lemon asked him, like I said, what do you consider fake news? And dude, like, what we're doing right now. It's like, and they ended up cutting the thing shortly. And he told the dude, like I said, like, don't come back until you're like ready to play ball and shit like that. So it's like, it was kind of like one of those situations right there where he thought him and Morgan Freeman was going to sit up here and they were just going to goddamn push this motherfucking narrative. And, Morgan Freeman being an honest person that he is, wasn't fucking down with that. So it's like, yeah, anytime you can show Don Lemon up on his own goddamn shit, yeah. that shit's fucking golden because it just shows you just the kind of asshole, just kind of, propaganda pushing asshole that he is.
Yeah. Not to change the subject, but since we were talking about Don Lemon, are any of you aware what's been going on with Brian Seltzer?
I don't know who it is, don't care.
All right, check this out. He is one of the anchors on, I think it's either CNN or MSNBC. I forget which. I'm pretty sure it's CNN. And he's got this he's bald. He's, he shaves, like, he keeps it short on the side.
I think I know who you're talking about.
And Mark Dice uses his actual whole segments and just dubs his own voice in there really high and lip syncs it. This guy, I'm actually a little concerned that they're going to drive this guy where he's going to like take his own life, because he went after the right wingers so badly that they've went after him fiercely. Tucker Carlson no longer refers to him by name. He calls him the eunuch. And he has taken to now, he ships to him every night. He sends him a box of jelly donuts.
I've heard about this.
Yeah.
Why jelly donuts, though?
Look at Brian Seltzer and you'll understand. Go look at him, seriously. He's this short, pudgy, rotund guy. Apparently, I've heard people say that he's gay, and I don't like to perpetuate a stereotype, but wow, he's probably single then. But yeah, no, they've taken to going after this guy so badly. Like, they showed a segment that Mark Dice did where he does the dubbed over thing, and what it was. Then they show Dan Bonangino sitting there laughing his ass off, and he's like, "Yeah, that's actually Mark Dice dubbing over his voice. That's actually not Seltzer's voice. Seltzer's voice. He doesn't sound like that." And no, they've really taken to tormenting this poor fucking guy. I mean, I understand he's fake news. I understand he's the opposition, but I mean, they're being like merciless on this fucking guy. Kelt, I'll send you the video. You got to watch it. It's actually hysterical. Like, you're going to get a real kick out of it. It's one of those things where you watch it and you laugh, and you afterwards you're like, "Wow, that's so wrong. I shouldn't be laughing at it." And then you go watch it again. Ugh.
Oh shit!
Finally, Rush Limbaugh, they uploaded his video. I don't know if you've seen. I posted the thing up in the group chat the other day. They've been going and erasing all of Rush Limbaugh's videos every day when they go on. So apparently they're going at it again with the censorship.
Yeah.
Of course they are.
Mm-hmm.
It's ridiculous. I don't even want to get into it and get my blood up as a journalist. It bothers the shit out of me.
But
yeah, my God, it's 1:45 already. We're still going. I'm dozing off here.
Does anyone listen to
I was
Sabaton?
about to say we need to kill it.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't mean not to be a killjoy and kill the whole party here, but my God, I can't keep my eyes open.
All right. Everyone, Pat is arriving here in Gainesville tomorrow evening. Hopefully somebody's gonna host instead of me because I have to pick him up at the airport. And then we'll, hop into the stream after that. So yeah, that's all I have to show, Pat.
yeah, it's like that's what it is. Like hopefully if everything goes all well, no delays, nobody acting a fool, I should be arriving around 10:30. I'm saying according to my flight. All that right there. So it's like, yeah, this whole entire weekend I will be in Gainesville, Florida, hanging out with Tara Sin, doing a lot of wild crazy stuff right there. Her showing me the sights and all that right there. So looking forward to that. Like I said, now everybody knows me. I'm your boy Pat. You can find me at YouTube under the same name, Twitter, your boy Pat47, and all that right there, where it's like I haven't dropped down a video in like a couple of weeks. So it's like I've been trying to, but it's like I just ain't been having like the motivation and shit, and then like the topics have been like so goddamn toxic that I really don't want to talk about. But I'm trying to work on some content.
Talk about.
What now?
I said, now you're gonna have some new stuff to talk about.
Oh yeah, cause that's one thing I said when I come down there. I was gonna like film a lot of these sites that you're gonna be showing me and all that right there. So that's gonna be like a little vlog thing right there. Huh? So yeah, looking forward to having fun this weekend. Shit,
Scooby?
And that's me.
All right, cool. Well, you guys know the deal. I'm Scooby331. You can follow me here on YouTube. I'm on Minds.com, Gab AI, Instagram. Just haven't got nothing up on there yet. And I am on Patreon and PayPal. I am currently doing crowdfunding because I'm trying to get some stuff up off the ground. But yeah, as for content, there should be a little bit more content coming. The problem is we had a cold snap the past 2 weeks. That between that and all the rain, I'll be honest, I'm not going to go out and get pneumonia. Not just yet. I'm trying to get a new whip so I can go up and start filming a lot more stuff because currently right now I'm on foot. So it's just been hindering me. But yeah, more content will be coming. So just stay tuned to the channel and I'll keep you guys posted.
All right, and I know my brother ain't got jack shit, so good night, everybody.
Good night.
Good night, people.
Good night.